Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We got some of the best analysis, the world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for Patrick Price Eggs. And of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we feeling? How we doing? Long time no see. We got a lot to talk about today. How we feeling today, chat, guys? Let's go with you, Sam. I said chat. Sam, how you doing, Sam?
Doing great, man. I'm trying to get good at Apex, and I'm just getting farmed by fucking Preds and their school friends and shit, dude. It's just not fun.
No, yeah, I see you on that Apex grind, Sam. How's that going?
I'm playing for 8 hours a day, just getting absolutely tucked by Preds, and
no way.
It's not easy to get better. I'll tell you that.
What rank are you? What rank are you right now?
Diamond 2, I think.
Oh, Diamond 2, huh? Diamond 2?
Something like that.
Salute.
Diamond 2, Diamond 3.
Yeah, you know, I got into it a little bit with the Apex community this past few days. Got into
I'm on the other side, man.
We know.
Got into it a little bit, you know. Sometimes shit just comes to you, man. I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the territory. What about you, Pat? You play Apex?
No, I don't. But Tom, I was refreshing my Twitter feed, like my own, and I saw a tweet that I had quoted from you. And
no, that was AI. It's not there. It was AI, I think, Pat. That was an AI tweet. That was AI, I think, Pat. I don't know.
AI tweet. Here we go. Okay.
I don't know if you're seeing the right tweets. Like, I don't know if you're seeing the right one. You
AI is scary, Tom. It's scary.
But speaking on the topic, we'll get through everybody, but then we'll get through. I want to know if you guys agreed with Shroud or not in his opinion on when Jake Lucky tweeted out. What about you, Benjay? How you doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I did a little golf stream, a little IRL golf stream today with Joey D. DeLucas. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Came back to some unbanned requests with you. Watched the Yankees hopefully close out this win, and yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. Tom, it's a big week. College football week 1 is this weekend. Ohio State, Texas.
What's going on at the Yanks right now?
LSU, Clemson. They're up 10-0.
Beautiful. That shit's over, brother.
I mean, it's beautiful. Losing to the Red Sox. The majority of those fucking games is not so good. But,
yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
They're like the 4th easiest schedule coming up in Major League Baseball to finish out the season. So you gotta think.
Yeah. What about you, Duarte? I saw you in rank play, brother. You're rank play every day these days, Duarte. You still grinding ranked, huh?
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's my usual grind. I've been trying to like do content though. Like I did like Solo Erie and I got a good like video out of it. So I'm in the process of editing that. I'm going to be coaching my viewers. I think that'll be a fun video to do. I got a bunch of stuff that I have lined up that I want to do, but it just takes time and organization. But yeah, just doing all that shit until we get more Black Ops 7 stuff. I mean, I'm just a COD 24/7 guy, I guess.
Yeah, you might want to see a doctor though, Chris.
Bro, I do this every year.
You're still playing Black Ops 6 ranked in August, bro. You might be undiagnosed with something. You might want to get a checkup.
I do this every year, bro.
Hey, bro, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Rank play Black Ops 6 right now is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie, but hey, bro, I respect the grind.
I just like COD, bro. I like COD.
No, that's fair. That is fair. Sometimes it's hard to play other things other than COD. We love COD in here. But I wanted to talk about, before we go on, we got a lot to talk about today, guys. We got we got ENC, we got Black Ops 7 leaks, we got ROSTERMANIA stuff going down, a little bit of drama in there. I mean, we got a lot to get through today, but before we continue, Pat, I saw you respond to the tweet that kind of sparked the whole COD versus Apex thing, and you know, Jake Lucky, he knows what he's doing. Jake Lucky, you know, he's been doing this a long time, but you know, I had mentioned that I think COD players can transition into other games easier just from being able to adapt to a new COD every year, like year after year, and I felt like it was easier for COD players to make transitions rather than vice versa, like if other people from other games were coming to COD. And I saw that you agreed with me on that take, and obviously it caused a whole debate on socials. And obviously Imperial Hal got in there, Shroud, a whole bunch of people. I mean, I know we all saw Shroud's takes on it, but what did you think, Pat? What did you think about all that? Like, do you agree with my take, or do you think that was a faded take out of me? What do you think?
I mean, I agree with the purpose or like the point of your take. I kind of condensed it a bit, and I said, to me, it's not about the game. Like, it's not about a COD player going to other, you know, mouse and keyboard FPSs. To me, it's really about the inputs. Like, I truly believe it is harder if you don't have experience on controller to transition to a controller game than it is for a controller player, like an S tier controller player, to go to mouse and keyboard. I mean, a lot of people tried to make the argument like, oh, but like mouse and keyboard players don't have the incentive. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, not if they're fucking unless they do. In the case of like when some games have insane aim assists, and obviously there's going to be anomalies that like some mouse and keyboard players can do it. Like it's not impossible, but for the majority, it is harder to go from mouse and keyboard to controller than it is to go the opposite way. And I think that's just like, bro, mouse and keyboard is a natural fucking like it's a very natural thing. You're aiming with your arm, like, bro. There have been people where I've like watched them like where they're like, dude, I don't know how the fuck you do this, and they're like trying to like aim with a controller. Anyway,
yeah.
So I think I agree with you with your take. I think we've seen more examples of like FPS players transitioning from controller to PC than the opposite. But I will say I think Halo players are probably the best at doing the transition from one game to another.
Has to be the Halo guys, bro.
But again, I think it still falls with the umbrella of like controller to PC or controller to mouse and keyboard is a bit easier.
I would also say I think it also is game mode related, bro. I'm sorry, but like the understanding of like S&D or like in games like CS or Val, aiming and all that stuff aside, is so much more different than like understanding respawn. I don't think people that like play COD, right? They think like because they play rank play or they like play that type of stuff that oh, I'm good at COD too, but they don't understand how like good pros understand the game like on a respawn perspective. And I think that's what's hard. Respawn game modes are actually very hard for people to understand, like the niches and stuff like that. That I feel like people that come from other games would just struggle with understanding. Not the search and destroy part, not so much.
Somebody said Imperial Hal has done both, bro. Nobody ever denied Imperial Hal's talent, bro. Like Pat said, I definitely think there's people at the top of every esport that are really talented that can be anomalies and do both, right? Like Imperial Hal's one of those guys, right? Nobody ever questioned Imperial Hal's talent or
so godlike like FPS players are going to be godlike FPS players.
Yeah,
I think it's just that's how it fucking works.
Yeah, 100%. Sam, what did you think about Shroud's take with the whole player A to player B thing? Because I actually agreed with everything Shroud said when it came to like the death of Call of Duty. I feel like the death of Call of Duty comes from basically just GAs. And obviously some other things, but I mean, when it comes to that player A to player B take, that's kind of where I disagreed. What do you think, Sam? Because I saw you talking about it a little bit on your stream, so I wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
I agree with the depth thing as well. I kind of spewed the last episode we were on stream recently. I just think like COD's super surface level right now due to the GAs, but I think like if you're not familiar with COD, like if you're just watching it from the out, like if from his perspective, it probably does look like everyone's the same player. But to you and I, like we could pick out like the small nuances just because we watch the game fucking 24/7.
Yeah.
But I honestly do agree with him. If you show someone that really isn't super in depth with the CDL or watches a lot of COD, two of a similar role, they're not really going to be able to tell the difference between player and player B. Like if you watch like Merc, we can tell that he's off the hip more than if we're watching like Bruce, for example.
Play styles,
someone that doesn't watch that isn't going to notice. Like if you go to Val and they're watching the difference between like an entry and like a controller or whatever the fuck, Cypher player versus a Raze player, you know what I mean? Like they can tell the difference in that style of gameplay. But if you show someone the same gun in the same situation, they're not going to be able to tell you what it like who's who.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. You don't think that's
I don't disagree in the.
You don't think it applies to other games, Sam? Like in other games, like you don't think it's like for instance, say we watched a game that we're not familiar with, or we just don't watch much. Wouldn't everybody kind of just look the same to us if like we don't really watch it? Unless there's like that anomaly that's just different to everybody. But
I think even if you compare FPS, like if you go to CS, like you could like even if you don't know names, like if you just compare players in CS, like people's POV in a very similar way, like they're still using the same guns, but I think people play a lot differently the way that they like chow and things like that, which you could also use the argument for COD, but I don't think Shroud was entirely incorrect in what he was saying. I know he got cooked by the community pretty hard, but I really don't think that he was far off base with.
He's just basically saying that everyone's like POV looks the same because like and we've talked about it, the roles are kind of gone in COD where everyone needs to be able to do everyone, and like to us, yeah, we can see it, but to like a person that doesn't necessarily understand the nuances of COD, they probably can't. But I will say I agree with the fact that there's no depth in COD, bro. I still like even if we go back to BO2, if we go back to BO2, Pat, do you remember how metas would evolve not only in the game but during a match?
Bro, we can answer this with a screenshot of an article from the design director of Treyarch that literally said, we went away from systems like that because it is too complex for the average player.
Oh,
that is yeah, but like let's ignore the pick 10. Like from a philosophy standpoint for the game, that is the problem with Call of Duty and the direction it's gone over the last so many years. Is simply put, they want to dumb down the game so the average player does not have to think that much. And that's the problem. That will always be issue number one. Like, there's nothing anybody can do about COD Esports and GAs and any of that shit. If from a developer level, they are making the game with the mindset of, we don't want this to be too complex for the average player.
Wait,
We will never have depth.
They could artificially create depth within COD Esports without any dev input at all, or changing from what they do.
But then we run the issue of the same like the 10-year-old problem. Oh, we don't want to deviate from the out of the box game to this esports product. Like, we can't win unless, like I said, the studios from the highest level, the game is being designed with it in mind, and it never has been. I would argue Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 probably are the only games that were designed with esports in mind, not the priority, just in mind. I don't think we've had a single. I'll say World War II. I'd add World War II in there. Outside of that, I don't think we've had a single game where esports was in mind.
I think you're probably not wrong, Pat, because I think to your point, they've identified that the casual lane is the lane that they want to be in, and that is not just on the arena shooter aspect of COD. It applies to Warzone as well, and the thought process there. Like, they don't see this like a CS or a Val or a League of Legends where it's a 1-to-1 from comp to casual. Like, they know it's different experience and they just don't care. And for them, it's about what can we make the most easy casual experience to get the most pre-orders, get the most people to spend money in quarter 4 and quarter 1 so we can all make cash.
I feel like we're way off the point though, to be honest. Like,
what do you mean,
Ben and Pat? Like, I like the players have always had the autonomy over the esports engine, whether that's like game specific, whether the devs focus with esports in mind or not. The players have always been the ones with the final say to create the competitive aspect of COD. Because it is inherently casual. Like,
you can
the
polish
players,
a turd, it's still a turd.
I understand that, but like, you're making it more shitty than the turd needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, they're ruining the game even more than the devs are.
I'm not saying, yeah. I mean,
like, that's where my point with
we've had this combo. I think the last flank we talked about it was like the 2019 era of kids, and like their mindset on how to play has completely changed. Like, how we thought about it when we were playing in terms of like making the game as competitive as possible.
Bro,
and it's not about that anymore.
Wasn't there like a rumor that specialists were supposed to be in this COD, and then people were having a discussion whether they were going to be GA'd or some bullshit like that? Like, I swear to God, there was a discussion like that on stream with some of the pros.
People were joking. People were just ripping.
Okay, but I was going to say, but bro, the thing that pisses me off about COD nowadays and the way pros like GA things is that any sort of thing that creates depth just because it can bail you out of a situation or shift the tide of a game is called cheesy. Because if it's not people gunning you out of a setup or out rotating you or doing something that doesn't involve just simply going to places early or shooting people and gunning them out of position, they view it as cheesy. If people throw a smoke and blindside a lane and cross on it and flank you and get behind you and break the spawns that way, cheesy. If people were to pop a fucking specialist that they earned, that doesn't happen every single game, that is coming and is counterable, people view that as cheesy if they use that to break the fucking setup. People view everything that isn't just shooting their weapon, throwing a nade and a stun as fucking cheesy. Sniping, cheesy. Stun, nade, something like smokes. Like, bro, at some point, I guarantee stuns or nades will eventually be fucking looked at the rate this shit's going. And if people aren't looking, people just look at the game from such a black and white perspective, and it's honestly tiring. It ruins the game. There's no depth, bro.
The pros.
Yeah, because they're fucking lazy, Chris. They get gunned by something in a scrim and it's instantly get this the fuck out of there, even though it's their 4th scrim.
Bro,
on a new fucking title. They just don't want to try.
I get some things are egregious and maybe say annoying, but if it's not literally taking over the game meta where every single player in the game is forced to run one thing for every single map in the game, it should be allowed. If somebody wants to fucking run a fucking marksman rifle that might be fucking really good on one map but fucking dog shit on another one, who the fuck cares? It's not like there's ways to counter this stuff, but people are lazy and don't want to find ways to use their brain, and they just want to take the same gunfight over and over and over again every single time. Yes, there are things that ride that line, but pros typically will just GA anything that is out of the ordinary.
What was that, Slant? What was that?
We're in the plumber era, Tom.
We're in a plumber era, huh, Pat? We're in a plumber era. I don't know. I mean, I do want to talk about some of the Black Ops 7 leaks. I I mean, just to sum up the whole GA talk, nothing should be GA'd for like a month when a game comes out. Like the pro players have to play the game in order to GA shit. Like shit shouldn't be GA'd after 2 days. And I mean, Sam, I saw you mention this on your stream, but I mean, the game is just so watered down now. We're playing such a watered down version of COD. This needs to change, and I hope the pros are listening because it's just not entertaining to watch Call of Duty anymore. Like we want to see more shit, right? We want to see different guns. We want to see specialists. We want to see snipers, smokes. We want to see all this shit. It just makes the game that much better. And yeah, man, I hope the pros really, think about this and think about the future of the esport and making it more.
That's a good idea.
I want to say,
Tom, that's actually a really good idea. It's something maybe we should spend the next month or so, like talking to teams. There should be a moratorium on like GAs like that for at least the first like 3 or 4 weeks, unless something is like unanimously 12-0, like should get the fuck out of
I
here.
just feel like people make decisions after 2 days. Like they'll play it and they'll
play S&D chows and get die to a gun too quick and then it's gone.
Yeah, like 2 days in, like something happened. They're like, yeah, get this shit out of here. I'm done. Like it's just, they give it no chance. They give it no chance to counter or play against it. Like they don't even know what they're doing.
I still remember at the beginning. This is Black Ops 4, by the way. At the beginning of the game, everyone was using the ICR with double grip, and everyone was like, "Holy fuck, this shit is fucking OP, no recoil." Everyone's just getting picked, right? Because people obviously didn't know how to play the game.
I thought that was the solid double stock.
No, off the that too.
No, that was
but
after
off
Vegas.
but off the rip, people were using the ICR and they were playing S&D chows, right? And people were talking about potentially GAing that shit because of S&D when they haven't even played Respawn. And lo and behold, yeah, the ICR was good at getting picks in S&D at the beginning of the game, but the ICR was the worst fucking gun out of the 3 used. Yeah. Like, and people were trying to GA like double grip or whatever off the rip. Like, if it didn't have double grip and FMJ, that gun wouldn't be even used by anyone.
Yeah,
so
I was kind of godlike.
But people.
It wasn't.
Nah, it was kind of weak. I felt like it was kind
of weak. It wasn't.
It was weak. It just didn't move. It literally did.
I remember back in the day in the old CODs, bro, the AR players were the fucking slayers. Now it's like reversed. It's like the AR has to be like this nerfed out support weapon. Not saying it's completely bad or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. And the subs are the slayers that want to run around.
Stopping power is gone. Like
but
the reason that was is
what I'm saying is
stopping power on a sub.
People will play S&D chows off the rip and try to GA stuff because it's good in search, but if you play it in Respawn, it won't be as good because of like how slow it is or something like that. Yeah, it's people just don't actually do their research.
What do you guys think about the new maps? I know they leaked some of the older maps going back. What did they leak? Slums, Fringe, and Express, right?
Oh, bro, it was Express, Hijack, and Raid.
Yeah, right. Express, Hijack, and Raid.
So it's 2 ass maps in Raid.
Oh, they're not.
Express.
Sorry. I got Fringe confused because they just added Fringe into Black Ops 6. I'm a dumbass. Which, by the way, Fringe in Black Ops 6 does look sick. But they added Raid back in, and they made it look like all these maps are they're based out of Japan. So they all look like
all of them, or just that one?
No, I think the whole game. I think
there was a tweet that like even Express has got a different sort of like a Japanese vibe.
Yeah, they all have like different vibes to them. Like the maps are completely different. Like they're like they.
Gotcha.
I remember reading something that they were given. No, I know the map is called Alaska and stuff, but the vibe of the game, I read that they were trying to go for that vibe where it was like in Japan. But I mean, I don't know where I read that. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe some of the maps.
Not every map's like that, Tom. If you in that direct video, there are some that are, but like it is a bit more global than that because there's an Nicaragua. There's like a favela-esque kind of map going on. But
this raid.
The pictures make it look 1-to-1.
There's pretty 1-to-1. Here is the thing I was talking about with Tom, and I guess it's kind of a good segue, right? Because the key thing in this game that was talked about is there's this wall running aspect, but it wasn't really clear in the video unless someone has seen tweets or something. Like, can you wall run any surface or only specific wall running?
I think it was pretty clear. Yeah, it's wall bouncing, but I think it was pretty clear. Like I mean, just going to speak from what I know, like they try very hard to make the visual language of things like that apparent. And if you look at least in the trailer, the places that you were able to do that, the walls were very obvious. They were completely different design. They had like their little like, I don't know what to call them, the arrows everywhere.
Like a launch paddy type.
Yeah, if that's that, in my opinion, that's only places you'll be able to do it.
I don't want to be a pessimist in this way, but somebody that did play the game early told me some stuff about the game, and I will not say his name no matter what you tell me because obviously NDAs. But I can tell you what they said, and you guys can interpret this how you want or use it to either die down your expectations or maybe worry. So I'm going to read it out. So I had a great time in LA. I worry about the height and velocity of the wall jump. From the videos, you can see it's really springy, and the dexterity crutch perk kind of worries me too. But all of that can be balanced over time. Core gameplay and gunplay looks very BO6. So if they can lock down the maps, and this is where it worried me, still not convinced on this one yet. We're in for a good year. So I'm just hoping that the maps are good outside of the remakes. Yeah, that's what
I mean, the height thing on any wall mechanics. I mean, we dealt with this in packs. Like the big issue is, and if you're holding a lane or a heady, it's like, I'm saying that flick element is really hard. It's just going to be tough to get first shot. So I understand that perspective. Like, here's what the rest of you guys think about that.
I don't know. The wall jumping thing is going to be weird. Like,
I just think we have to wait till the game comes out and see how it plays. But I mean, from the visual, like when they showed in the leak, like the wall bouncing that they did show, the clip that we saw, it didn't look like insanely fast. Like the movement looks kind of slow. But it could just be like trailer. That could just be trailer. Yeah, like that could just be trailer.
It's also the FOV.
What's the dexterity perk do?
Apparently dexterity is the perk that allows you to slide and like it's basically allows you to jump and not jump and shoot, sorry, wall jump and aim in your gun and slide and aim in your gun. So it's what BO6 is by default.
So why would that be scary if it's what?
Well, you need to use it in this game. You can do that regardless of what perks you run. So it's a crutch perk now, and that might not be good for balance in the long run.
Is it in the place attack mask? Because that's good.
I mean, they didn't tell me, but it's a dexterity crutch perk.
If you're going to be cracked with that perk, then you should be able to get stunned or naded. That's
oh yeah, it also allows you to ADS while diving.
Speaking
ADS
of perks, so guys, we got a tactical sprint perk. I don't know what you guys feel about that, but I could kind of segue into the next convo, and that's perks. And
just delete that perk, bro.
Yeah, get that shit out.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm like, you know, is this a thing that people are gonna play with, or is it like already GA? I don't want to GA anything.
Dude, that's a GA I can get behind.
No. Hear me out.
That's a GA.
I know it's just gonna be so like from a casual to competitive standpoint, like it's just gonna look so different, bro.
I don't think they should GA it, and I'll tell you why. Because yes, if it's in the game and it's a perk that improves your speed as a player, and people feel the need to run it, hopefully that means they sacrifice something that automatically creates depth because it's lightweight,
bro. That's not lightweight. Well, just go back to lightweight. If that's the same thing, just go back to lightweight.
Well, if they have it in the game,
bro,
then yeah, GA
sprint
it. But
needs to be killed by fire and never brought back in any title ever.
Nah, well, I agree, but it also shouldn't be.
If they're on this for years, bro, years.
If they're trying to make that perk like the extreme conditioning / lightweight perk for this game, then I'm all for it, because then that just means that people have to sacrifice something to run it, which means maybe not everyone has flak and tackle on every single map.
But wait, Duarte, there's another perk that allows you to aim down sight while sliding, diving, or wall jumping.
That's dexterity. Dexterity.
Yeah, but like that's like I feel like people are gonna have to run these perks, or the game is just gonna be fucking. It's just gonna feel slow and fugazi. No,
well,
like everybody's gonna have these perks.
I mean,
we don't know how that's gonna. We don't know how the perks are designed and what tiers they are in, so we cannot say for sure. But bro, I don't. We were just talking about depth, bro. Having people be able to basically have every perk in the game that is necessary and have the same exact class for every single life, every single play and search, every single thing is bad. If you have to choose between ADSing and sliding and flak jacket or tack mask, or you have to choose between tactical sprint and normal sprint, so you get
10 years
yes
ago.
Exactly, we had having people make decisions that impact the way they play a scenario, a break off, a round is fucking huge, bro. It allows for a risk versus reward, dude, and that they need that in the game.
A leak that scared me, and maybe I saw a wrong one, was the specialist bonus and how it worked. It said that like it was 200, 400, 600, and then you get them all. But in Ghost, wasn't it fucking you had to go on like an 8 streak to get them all?
I don't remember in Ghost.
You had to go on a streak.
Yeah, but this seemed super accelerated in comparison to how it was.
But they could always. That's one we'll see in the beta. It might be two. You know what I'm saying? Like you might
I don't know what
a tweet. Yeah, that could be easily adjusted. But I agree with you, Pat. Like you shouldn't be able to just so kill get fucking specialist bonus and just be running
Yeah,
around.
just
You know what I'm saying?
everyone
Like,
have every perk all the time.
Yeah.
I
that'd
think
be
I
crazy.
think I need to agree with Duarte, bro. I don't think you can GA any perks yet until like it's actually like played and used and like trialed and like see how different it makes the
Tax
game.
sprint's different.
that's
Bro,
not going to stop the pros, Tom.
tax-
You know this, though.
No, if they GA tax sprint and make it so everyone's running the same perk all the time, I would be fucking like, it's just stupid, bro. Leave it in the
just
game.
shouldn't be in the game, even if you couldn't use a
Bro,
perk to
I
use
get it.
bro.
I get it. We don't like tax sprint, but I'm not looking at it as tax sprint. I'm looking at it as extreme conditioning or lightweight. Yes, if you use that perk, you are going to get to places quicker. But hopefully that means that there's
It just
ways
has to be
to
balanced
stop
within
that,
the
bro.
category.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends what it
It-
replaces or what slot it's
like,
in, or you know.
If
Like,
it's in a
if it-
free category and everyone can use it with no downside, then it should.
Then yeah, it should be GA. But what if it's in the same spot as Ninja, for example? Okay, you want to run it, but you want to be loud and you want to do it for like a set play on a break off, then great, use
My
it.
question is, why did they, if they removed it from the base, why did they even like bring it back as a perk? Why didn't they just get rid of it? They
Yeah.
clearly
Keep
got
people
rid of
happy
it in
that like
Cold
tax
War.
sprint.
All right, bro. Who likes tax sprint? Talking
Casual randoms,
one in the
probably,
chat. bro.
Casual
Who
rams like the
tax sprint?
Warzone feel, bro.
I
Like,
just want to give them the option without just remove like the shell shock
Bro,
of removing tax
casual,
sprint.
the casual randoms will play the game where their tax sprint's in or out. I'll die that hill, bro. They'll literally. I don't even think that matters to them. Like,
I'm going
I-
back on this
Yeah,
bot
I mean,
and I'm
Pat,
banning
do you-
everybody that said they like it. No bullshit.
I mean, Pat,
I will stay up all night.
you're in the game dev world. Do you think this is they have data that supports that they should like do this compromise, or you think it's just a YOLO design decision by
they
like
just have
execs?
they just have too many people that started in tax sprint era. That's what it is.
Do you think they're just trying to find a middle ground where they can please everybody and say, well, we address your concerns about getting it out only if you use a perk?
Yeah, they have too many players that started with it, so they can't get rid of it completely.
Somebody
And
in the
that's the
chat said there
problem,
is a
bro. It's
lightweight
the same
perk, by
problem
the
with the
way.
article.
Somebody in the chat
Well,
said that there is a lightweight perk for
Well,
normal sprinting too.
Well, even then, that's great. That's even more choices. You want to be a speed demon and run tax sprint and lightweight? That's two more things you got to give up,
Yeah,
man. By
yeah,
all
yeah.
means, if you want to play the game like a glass cannon, play the game like a glass cannon. It creates variety. It creates play styles. It creates strategy, thinking, bro. We need more
Yeah,
thinking in COD,
Chris,
bro.
Chris, that assumes though, like you're looking at it, the problem that I have with your argument is you're looking at it from like a pick 10 angle, where it's like, okay, they're sacrificing this and they can get stunned and naded or EMP'd or all that shit just doesn't exist, bro.
Wait, it still exists. Like you said, well, it doesn't exist
not
now
in the way
because
of
of
the trade-offs. Like,
Well, yeah. What do you mean? If you pick those things hypothetically, let's say fucking flak or tack or in some of those categories, you might not have that, or you might not have ninja, or for all we know, other shit that is important to your kit.
how many
Or, like,
nade kills did
dexterity.
we see this past year?
Nade
Bro,
kills?
Like,
everyone
actual grenade kills.
everyone has flak jacket and trophy systems, my boy.
Yeah, there's
you
still
are
gonna, bro.
you are creating the same problem.
No,
I think
all I'm saying is,
listen,
Chris, is without the actual pick 10 system, I don't feel like the like trade-off thing will ever be a thing.
we need
That's
to
not
see
true.
how the perks and
Not to a
categories work.
meta.
There's trade-offs now. Some people run dexterity. That means they
Nah,
don't have
bro.
flak jacket. That means they get naded
Alright.
more often. What do you
Straight up.
mean?
Because their teammates have a trophy every 30 seconds, bro. It's like
Well, that's different. That's a different design flaw, though. But I'm saying, like, you can't just.
that's what
you,
I'm literally talking about.
You can't just say that's going to be the same for the next game.
I think I could say that based on
Either
the
way,
article
bro,
I
Why'd
read
you,
that
why'd you
said
pull the Crim 6 tweet, Tom?
you don't
I
want the
just
game
seen
to
it. I
be too
was showing
difficult
some
for
love.
Listen,
players.
bro, I don't care. More useful perks in the
Twitter.
game. More useful perks in the game means more or more thinking. Period.
Listen, I
Hey,
think
Duarte,
there's
you
a
could have
fun.
spitting, bro. Nobody should GA anything. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But
you're
nobody should GA shit until the game's actually out and they play the game and properly use everything for at least a month, bro. If they make GAs after 2-3 days, bro, then blow it up. These guys don't know what they're doing. Go ahead, Ben. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think we got to wait to see how the categories work. There's a lot of combos here, like, you know, if a lot of these perks overlap in categories, you got to sacrifice something great. But if it's in a free spot and becomes a crutch perk with no real risk, then it's a problem, and they're gonna have to tweak it after the beta. So, like, I think we just got to wait and see. And
Yeah.
the beta is rumored to be beginning of October, so we'll know here in
Yo, I
about a
must not
month
understand
plus.
racing. Can you bring that back up? How did he get to the podium 6 times, but he only raced 3 times? Am I faded? Do I not understand racing?
No, I think those weekends is 2 races, right?
I think he
Am I
raced
crazy?
more. Yeah, I think he raced.
He said
did.
3 races, did he not? Am I fucking drunk?
Let me see. He said 3 races, 6 podiums. Yeah, he did. What does that mean? 200% podium rate at VAR this past weekend, but more importantly, a lot of good memories and valuable lessons learned for the future. Maybe there's like different rounds or something. I don't know. 3 races means 3 tracks. Okay, so how's there 6 podiums if he's only gone to 3 races? You know, how does that work?
Well, the way those races work is there's different classes within the race, and there's like a team standing, and I assume they're saying like there's different winners, unquote, at the end of each weekend.
I mean, it's good work from Porter, whatever it is. I mean, he's made the podium 6 times, so it's good work from him.
Guys
Whatever
winning
the
one
fuck he's
champ, getting 2 trophies. Like, all right.
It's good work. It's good work from Porter. Another thing that I brought up was mastery camos. I don't know if you guys are really into camos. Are you guys camo grinders?
Oh yeah,
I am.
every year.
Well, there's campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone mastery camos apparently to unlock. Which
And keep those campaign ones.
The campaign one, from what I know, it's gonna work like I don't know if you guys played it, but the Modern Warfare Zombies, like in what was it, MW3 was it? Where it's like it's a big open world and there's like objectives and shit and like NPCs. That's gonna be the camo for it in that sort of world. But on what's the map called? It's not Al Mazrah. It's I don't know. You guys chat will tell me what the map's called. But yeah, I like it. I like that they're adding more shit to do.
Yeah, so basically, like, campaign ends in basically just like an extraction shooter type situation, which could be interesting, could be boring. We got to see with all that kind of end game content. We got to see like how fresh it stays. Like, is it worthwhile to grind? Like, is there actually the progression worth it? So it's a good idea, but we'll see if they execute it.
All right, now before we get into ROSTERMANIA, a few other things I want to talk about. The Esports Awards just happened, and I wanted to highlight some people and the awards that they won. First one is Nate Shaw. He won the Esports Personality of the Decade, and I'll be honest, I feel like this one was unanimous. I mean, this guy owns an esports organization. He literally is a big part of multiple communities, whether it's COD, Valorant, CS, all that stuff, man. I mean, Nate Shaw's just kind of everywhere, right? So, and of course, he's a pioneer of COD, man. It wouldn't be where it is today without Nate Shaw. So I thought this was a great award. Congratulations to Nate Shaw.
Who votes for this stuff?
No idea.
I have no idea. I don't know.
And do you know? I know the Esports Awards are like basically owned by the Saudi government now too. So who is like,
Who's running it?
who's like, what's yeah? How do they determine stuff?
I have no
Black
idea.
Box. I have no idea.
Is it a fan vote?
I
I
think
don't,
there's
I
a
don't think
fan
it's all
vote.
fan voted. I don't think it's all fan voted.
I think there's a fan
like
vote.
a panel too.
I think there's
Fan
a
vote
fan
probably
vote.
counts for like 1 point, and then everyone else votes as well.
Yeah, I think there's a fan vote nomination process and like a percentage, but it's mostly the panel. But again, Black Box.
What's the panel? Do you know?
Black Box?
Who is that? Am I missing something? I
It's
don't
an
know what you're saying.
opaque process, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. This shit don't matter. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, then we go to the winner of Esports Controller Player of the Decade. It is the one and only, the superstar, Shotzi, ladies and gentlemen, Shotzi.
I think Slay was one of the closet voters for this. I seen.
I didn't even know this shit existed. No bullshit, bro. I thought the Esports Award died a few years ago. They used to do it in the Arlington thing, didn't they? That's where they used to host this, in the Arlington Optic Arena, whatever it is.
I'm not sure.
I didn't know that either.
That's where they
know this shit
hosted
was
the
going
first
on.
like 3. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I swear it's like owned by the Saudi government now.
Slay, you don't think that Shotzi deserves this award? You don't think he deserves it? He definitely deserves this award.
I mean, he's up
Slay.
there for sure.
No,
in
he
the
deserves
combo.
it, Slay. He definitely deserves it, bro.
Well, when was his Halo thing? When was that? Was it 2019?
I don't
Anyone
know.
know?
When did he win Halo World Champs? What year was it? 2020.
It was either 2018 or 2019.
2018.
2018. Yeah, I
2018.
ring into. Yeah, I mean, what's that? 7
Yeah, but he
years?
won 3 since then, Pat. You got to tip that, no?
Oh, 4.
Nah,
if you count.
CDL plumber error. technically.
Ah.
Yeah. Remember we talked about this, Sam. It's what 0.3 or whatever. Yeah.
Hate
But
that
nah,
shit.
yeah. Not congrats for sure.
The only other person in an argument with this guy would have been like Sonic Fox. That guy's dominated multiple fighting games.
Hey, Sam, you got anything to say? I think Shotzi deserves it.
Nah,
I mean,
bro,
it's
of
pretty
course he does.
clear.
This guy's
I think it's,
godlike.
yeah, I think it's pretty clear that he deserved it. I mean, 3 rings in COD, 1 in Halo. I mean, two titles and able to do that. I mean, it's fucking crazy, bro. Doing it in COD and Halo.
Did you see what they nominated? I saw a clip. They nominated for Esports Event of the Decade.
Bro, MW19.
The
Yeah, I did see that.
2020 championships.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was
Who the
online.
fuck is on the panel, bro?
You, bro. You love that event. That shit was crazy.
I didn't even watch that event. That shit was crazy, bro. They put an online championship on the fucking event of the decade.
Yeah.
But I think the one that won was Worlds. I think that makes sense. That
I
was
hope so.
insane.
Hope Worlds won.
They had fucking dragons flying around.
Yep.
Yep, and then other than Esports Awards, before we get into ROSTERMANIA, we now got the Esports World Cup, the ENC, the Esports Nations Cup, where players will be representing their countries. I'm not sure how this is all going to work. Ben, I don't know if there's more information on this or kind of like, format or any of that. I don't think any of that's out yet, right? Like literally nobody knows how this is going to work. But I'm super excited for this. I think anything that involves representing your country and seeing different people play with play with people they're not maybe used to playing with, or just seeing different players come together and to form different teams. I mean, I think this is fire. This is sick.
How is this going to work though?
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know.
Per country, like they don't
Wait,
even
hold
fill a
on.
bracket.
This timeline is about to be crazy though. It's in November, and CODs are going to be releasing in October, November.
Are we thinking that COD's going to be a part of this? We got like 4 countries that could field a team.
Fair. But
So you don't think COD would be a part of it, Sam?
I
like
mean,
Warzone probably.
If
How,
it is,
though?
there's literally like 3 competitive teams.
Yeah, they can't. No, bro, they can't even make a bracket.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
they
That's
can.
where I'm going with it. Like, what are they going to do?
I think Warzone could. I think
USA,
Tom,
Warzone
scroll down on the
Canada,
website. There's
Mexico,
something
and
for
then,
here.
I guess Saudi Arabia, Australia, fucking the UK,
Yeah.
France.
Yeah. I think those teams
Hey,
will
that
fill
means
up.
there's more to play. There's more to play for now.
Bro, I think we can 100% get at least 8 to
Spain
12
would give us
teams.
8. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's just the U.S. running through a fucking church league basketball dream team.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
but you're
That's not true.
But it's just it could end in one series and they lose in the final.
But
Hold on,
even
but
if they do, it's still
Are we
cool.
forgetting? Are we forgetting the fucking heretics that they just split up?
Yeah.
Like, bro, those guys are literally an actual team like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
So
dope. I'm
we-
still taking Scrap, Simp, fucking Shotzi, and whoever they're fourth. Me.
Whoa, shots, yo.
Tom,
Not if Shotzi plays for Mexico with Snoopy.
Oh shit, never mind.
Bro,
Scrap, he's
bro,
playing for
I'm
Mexico,
telling you,
never
you
mind.
could definitely field teams, bro. There might be teams fielded from players we don't even know, maybe from like different
it's not
countries.
gonna be as
click on that
competitive,
link,
though.
Tom. Click on that link.
No, it won't be as
Like,
competitive, but I mean, it'll still be cool though.
CS will be crazy.
You put it in my chat, NJ? You put it in my chat?
Yeah. There's this sheet, and Dylan was working on this earlier today. Like realistically, I think you can field minimum probably 9, like for sure, and then beyond that, this is where it gets interesting. It's
Wait,
like
9 good?
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. There's a
I
difference
think-
between
When I
like-
said Australia, bro, I'm thinking like you're just asking people to come out of retirement.
I mean, listen. Here's the other element of it.
No way,
which is-
Fida's still playing.
Okay, here's the other element of it that I'm most interested in, which is how are these federations, right? These national teams going to be ran, and what is the eligibility, right? Like, do you have to be born in that country? Look, is it going to be a thing where they want to expand this to have as many countries participating, so the residency or eligibility rules are going to be like pretty like oh, your grandparent, your great grandparent was born in that country, and therefore you're eligible. Because if you do that, then you can really kind of expand this, because I'm sure there's a lot of players in the U.S. whose grandparents emigrated here from somewhere in Europe or somewhere in Asia or somewhere from in Africa or wherever, and you might be able to put together like a 16 solid squads. We just don't know until we get more rules on kind of how stuff breaks out.
Yeah. This is it's all really
What do
interesting.
you mean? What?
I mean,
What's super so what
I
about
know
that?
what Pat's gonna say. None of these teams are
If you
competitive, right,
got
Pat?
1%, well, no. First off, if you got 1% of the nationality, you qualify. Like,
People are about to go do a fucking
Listen,
nationality
that's
test or whatever.
fucking
A
insane.
DNA test. A
and then,
DNA test.
second, bro, this would be awful to watch. I'm sorry, this is gonna be an absolute fucking slam until you get to like the finals, maybe.
I mean, I'll be honest. Looking at this list, like
No, I
think U.S. and Spain, like on paper, are pretty good, but obviously Paco, and let's say the legend goes to COD this year and he fries, like that team could be good. It's just hard to predict. And again, the other element to what I just said, you never know if there were a bunch of good NA players who all have the same nationality because their grandparent was born in a country, and suddenly that nation is good. So I think until we have more details, one, if COD's actually participating, right? Because it's unclear from the press release. I asked around. Doesn't seem like the roster of games is anywhere close to being locked for this, because it's next year. So we'll see if they even get there. And there's no real understanding yet of how the competitions will be structured, qualifiers, who's actually running the federations or the nations and what's your eligibility. Is that going to be
So
up
you're
to the
saying
nation to decide?
COD would have to go like 4 generations deep to field a
No.
competitive tournament?
What I'm telling you is we don't know the eligibility rules, and I will take it a step further. It may even be to a point where EWC is very lax, and they just tell the nations to like have their own criteria, right? Because like in regards to soccer, for example, right? Think about the big international conditions, FIBA and FIFA. They have pretty set rules on what defines eligibility for a nation. I wonder how EWC is going to handle it for this, because they can be really strict with it, right? You either got to be a citizen, or you have to be a permanent resident, or like a parent or grandparent has to have been born there, or they can make it even vaguer. So
I don't even care if this shit's in COD. This shit is lit.
Yeah,
like
this
actually,
is just cool in
like,
general.
This is
non-COD
fucking
specific.
dope.
It's just
I
a
think
good
that is
concept.
dope.
Just like representing a country is just a cool concept. Like I'm a
Yeah.
big World Cup guy when it comes to football or football. You know, so like to see this coming to esports, nonetheless, is just incredible. Like this is awesome. Like I love seeing shit like this. And yeah, I think we just got to kind of wait to see how kind of this plays out and how they're going to do it. If anything, like, yeah, maybe it's going to be a Warzone thing, which would still be cool. Bro, if they had this for Warzone and people are representing countries out in Warzone, I mean, that'd be fire, bro. Like a big battle royale with like different countries in there. Like
random
that'd be a movie.
tangent. Random tangent, you on who's in my chat? The Ghost of Hope. And he said, I think BO7 is going to be good for comp and bad for pubs like BO4. Not going to lie from what I've heard.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me reply to that guy real quick. What COD has been good for pubs in the last 10 years?
Cold War wasn't bad.
Hey, people liked MW19 for pubs.
Cold War wasn't
People
bad at all.
love people
They
love
liked
pubs on
it
that game.
because it was fucking COVID and there was nothing to do, bro.
Hey, if you honestly, even though MW 2019 had issues, that's like one of the only games that had good mechanics for this type of like
No
era
bullshit.
for a while.
I agree with chat, bro. I'm seeing BO3, I think, was the last one that was good for pubs.
Well, when's the last time you played pubs?
BO4, maybe? BO4, probably. I mean, bro, no game with tax sprint is going to be good for pubs regardless. First off,
Well,
in
Cold
my
War did
list.
have tax burn. That was a good pub game, so you might be cooking right now.
True. I mean, I didn't really play, but
Hey, what are the rumors before? Because we're about to hop into ROSTERMANIA, and I'm looking at some of these teams and these organizations. What are the rumors with Space Station? The rumors that they're coming in, and do we know for what spot?
Hold on. The rumor is not that they're coming in. The rumor is that they're interested in the Carolina spot.
I
Whether
thought it
we
was
get a-
like I thought
This
the
isn't a
rumors were they
Fabrizio
were in.
Romano, here we go, deal signed and delivered, medical tomorrow type situation. They are interested in the spot. I've asked around, and there are, Carolina has been having conversations with people for a while, dating back a number of years. And from my understanding, Carolina's parent company situation and some restructuring they're doing is adding some complexity to what's going on here. But SSG interested, not surprising. But from my understanding, it's not even close to a point where they're like 100% coming in.
If they do come on, it'll probably be a situation where what we saw with LAG this year, right? Like the Los Angeles Guerrillas Genomates, it'll probably be like fucking Carolina, fucking Space Station Ravens, whatever, just bullshitting. But because they already missed a deadline, no Ben? Like I feel like that's a deadline that's already passed.
I think the deadlines they missed are like, some of the in-game branding. And so at that point, like, you don't want to have a split there. So that's where you kind of get to that point of like, you got to kind of meet in the middle and then you can do a full rebrand after. So
Slasher hoping that doesn't happen.
from my understanding, like SSG is not the only entity in the world that's interested in that spot. So SSG is the only one that like is kind of out there, but like there are definitely a couple other people that have been rumored that have been circling that spot for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that Rogue, like whatever Infinite Reality, whatever that parent company is called, like decides to sell, we'll see. But yeah, it would be fun to see SSG in. I would love to see a SLC, Salt Lake City event. And the thing for SSG, from my perspective, Tom, is that they care. In Halo, they care. They try. They activate every event. They're active on socials. Like they would actually give it a go and have fun and really provide an interesting avenue with that spot. So I'm supportive of they come in.
I want to see Space Station in the league. I don't want to see him take the Carolina spot though. That's got to go to Envy and Mike. Mike is from North Carolina, or not from. Mike lived in North Carolina, majority team. Envy was headquartered in Charlotte before the big acquisition. I think Envy makes the most sense to target that North Carolina spot. They have clear roots there.
I just
in
don't
Charlotte
think they have the
Esports.
coin, because I watched that whenever they like announced all their new teams and like Stro sat down in front of a camera, he said that like they just didn't have the funding to
You
be
just got to
involved
get on
in
a
CDL.
flight to Riyadh.
No bullshit.
Give up fucking
Bullshit.
49% equity and get some coins.
But I don't
Yeah.
think listen, why would Stro be down for that? Because he just went through this whole exercise like 3
Because
years ago
until
when he did the NBA Optic merger.
macroeconomic, because until it changes, Ben, no one is getting outside investment right now, bro. Saudi is the only people who are investing in this space.
I'm gonna be honest. The way my read, and maybe Stro, if you feel differently, we'd love to have you on. Stro's been on this program before. Like, to me, it feels like they want to slowly grow this. They're getting into esports where the barrier of entry is not particularly high, where they don't need to pay a crazy salary, and they're just going to kind of grassroots it up from there. They're not willing to probably go in. I mean, to operate a COD team, we've talked about this. Like, it's multiple M's, and that's with just player expenditures and light
Who did
staff.
Stro merge with? Who was the org that they merged with? When they
Was it native gaming or something?
Yeah, native.
Oh, they were in Halo, right?
I'm not sure. All I know is the Dean owns it.
But I just don't know if they've got the resources and the role to want to spend that kind of like cash burn to operate a CDL spot. Now could they get into sort of an arrangement that
That's
we see
why I
with?
said spend the oil money, Ben. It's the only money flowing.
Yeah, but this the thing is like sure like Falcons and Twisted Minds and Alcadisa, but I don't think they want to come over and just bankroll as a silent partner or another like E or NA brand. I don't think they're in the business of that. Like those entities want to grow their individual brand and reach other markets. So I don't see how like you can collide those two things,
Mm-hmm. They just want
I
to
don't-
sports wash, Ben. That money will flow no matter what.
I know, but like Alcadisa wants to be Alcadisa, whatever. Twisted Minds wants to be Twisted Minds, whatever. They don't want to add envy to the end of that, I assume. Like they're not going to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just doesn't make sense for them. At that point, they'll just go in themselves. Yeah. Could they hire someone like, could we see a situation where Stro gets an approach of, hey, we know that you really understand the scene and have personal relationships, and we want to have you come in and help operate the spot. But I don't know if they're going to attach the envy name in that situation. It's more just, hey, we want to use you as a resource. We'll see.
If they're using them as a resource, they got to have the name in there, no? Some way, like
yeah, but,
somehow,
but
like
the
maybe.
name your. Go ahead.
No, you're good. What are you gonna say? I mean, I just figured if they're gonna be involved, I mean, you would think that somehow, some way, the name would be slipped in there in a certain way, right? Then what's the point of getting involved?
Just
That's
be a
exactly the
charity
point.
case.
That's the point I'm trying to make to you. Like and I think Stroh's alluded to this. Like it's tough to reconcile those things from Envy's perspective where they're at with their business right now. So it's like I just don't think it's in the cards for them short term. Obviously, if their economic situation changes, they get a lot of investment and equity and capital in order to make bigger moves. Sure, maybe they go in and they don't need the help of another entity, but at the moment, I don't think that's. Look at the games that they're getting into, right? They're getting into a lot of BRs. They're getting into a lot of lower level like T3, T4 esports. They don't need to pay $1 million to have a team,
Yeah, these
so
teams
like
aren't
they're
cheap.
just trying to more grassroots with how they're going about it.
Yeah, well, speaking of organizations, speaking of teams, I mean, listen, these organizations have been fighting to build a roster in this offseason, and I feel like it's starting to shape out a little bit now. We've had a few rumors over the last couple weeks, and we're still uncertain about a few spots, but as of right now, I pretty much have everything placed based on rumors. Snoopy to Miami, right, was a rumor.
Yeah.
And from Ghost Hope.
Yeah, so from Goes to Hope. So right now we have Optic Texas staying the same with Dashy, Hook, American Shotzi. Rumor FaZe is Simp, Draza, 04, and Abuza. LA Thieves is Kenny is actually rumored to go back to LA Thieves with Abizi, Hydra, and Scrap. I'm still a little uncertain about that 4 spot at Koi. I've heard a few things at Koi. I've heard Insight's going to be joining Real, Judicieves, and Kleenex. I've also heard Mamba a little bit. Maybe Abe going back there. I mean, does anybody know what the latest rumor is on Koi right now with that roster?
I still think they should try to get Byron, but maybe that's just me.
Nasty? You want to see Nasty go there?
Yeah, I think Nasty would be a really good slot in there, but I actually have no clue right now.
I'm gonna be honest. I think at this point, considering the lack of news, I think it's probably Jamie coming back. If Jamie was going somewhere, I think we'd probably hear about it a little bit. But my guess at this point is like
I'm surprised Nasty is not rumored in this at all.
Makes
Like,
a lot
is
of
he
sense.
Sam?
for him, I
My
think.
bad, Sam.
I think
Yeah,
he.
it's all-
I mean, I don't think he was like the
What a
best
take.
player for his team, but I think like he came up big in so many of their events or even some of their like online upsets. Like he turned up when they needed him to, and I don't know. I think he deserves better.
Yeah, he might end up in one of these other wargs. You know, like maybe like a G2 or a Boston or a Carolina or Cloud9. Like he could end up on some of these orgs. Here's one at the bottom, the Gentlemates team. Let's start with the Gentlemates team. So the rumored Gentlemates team is Dan Ghosty, Dylan Envoy, Neptune, and Dante Sib. What do you guys think about this roster? I'll start and then we'll kind of work our way down. I like the roster on paper and playstyle wise, but I don't like it personality-wise. Like, I don't know if they're going to mesh well in game. Like, I don't know if this is a type of team where... And I'm the type of guy who thinks all that stuff matters, like the cohesionness between a team. I just don't know if I see this team, like, seeing the game eye to eye. Like, I think there might be some disagreements with this team. But I think you can't deny from a talent standpoint, on paper, it looks good, right? Like, from a talent-wise, like, it looks good to me. I mean, we'll start with Sam at the bottom. And then we'll work our way up. But Sam, what did you think? What do you think of this LAG, this rumored LAG team? Do you like it? It's definitely an upgrade to what they had. That's for sure.
I actually love it, to be honest with you. I think that Dante has like a really good opportunity here because I think he had a down season. I think going into this roster mini, I think his stock was relatively low compared to previous seasons. But I think like this team specifically with Dan and Dill, I think is allowing him to be a little bit more free flowing on the map in that role that we want to see him in. I could agree the personalities might get weird here. I could see them clashing a little bit, but talent-wise, I actually really enjoy the composition. I think Nep's a great pick with Dill. I don't know. I think the roster is well put together. So if it doesn't work, I agree with you. It's probably just because they blew themselves up with internal issues. But compositionally, I think the team is actually well put together.
Yeah. What about you, Benjay? What do you think of the roster?
I agree with Sam. I think the roles make sense and like the flow of things are there. I just, as always with a kind of team like this, I think a lot of these guys are, I use a word on the show a lot, expressive. And if they're all single-mindedness, I think they'll have like really good work ethic and this could be a sneaky, really, really good team. But if they have a disagreement on how they want to play and they're all running in opposite directions in a given situation, like this team could disappoint. So real like floor to ceiling potential here that's kind of significant. I'm gonna have my eye on this team like early on this year, see how they do.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? Duarte?
Yeah, I think I'm parroting what you guys all said. I think it's just four people that all have different ideas of how they want to play the game, and it's going to be up to them to come together. I'm predicting that this team starts off good, and then they might slow down pretty heavily later in the season. I just think they'll honeymoon real quick because they all have like something to prove. But then like it might just fall off. I don't know. I mean, it's just a random prediction. Could be no merit to it, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Just personality wise, not sure if it's gonna mesh.
What do you think, Pat? You like this team, Pat, or what?
I mean, I think the team's okay. I think it's the best they could have formed after like, you know, the clear talent was gone. But to be honest with you, and Ben, using your word, I think the only thing expressive that we're going to see is Tom's reaction when we pull up the red carpet on the flank. Because I think this team is going to get fucking cooked by everybody in the top 3 or 4.
You think so?
I don't know if that's true. Why do you think so, Pat?
Red carpet central?
Bro, if the rumor is true that this is just another Black Ops 6, I mean, bro, you're taking the worst 2 players off the Thieves. You're getting a Neptune who is obviously godlike, but could be inconsistent at times, and then a fucking unknown in Sib who's coming off a down year. I just don't see them having the fucking like in-game firepower. Yeah, I mean, bro, like
I
even
like
if
the upside
Neptune
of the team though.
is
Like
peaking, like
you don't think the upside of the team is good for for Gentlemates here?
Bro, it's hard for me
like
to look
of the
at
teams they could have put together.
No, I think it's the best teams as an org they could have probably got. But like, and I mean, Sam, I'm pretty down on the rest of the league, but like. Yeah. Bro, I don't know how you're picking up everybody off down years except for Neptune and assuming that they're going to fucking slay with the best. Like, all these players have to have a U-turn in performance from how they've been declining.
Hold on. Declining is weird because, like, yes, they did have a down year like Ghosty and Envoy, but Ghosty was one of, if not the best player on Thieves in Modern Warfare 3. Like, he was literally like their main fucking slayer most of the time, him and Joe.
Agree. Way different game.
And yeah, but then he obviously went to this team, and yes, we can make the argument it's a different game, but he also was put on a team where he's basically forced into a support role again, kind of how he was on Optic and MW2. And I'm not trying to make complete excuses, but the fact that it's kind of like the same story with him 2 times in a row, like there could be a way where I think Dan plays better. I don't know. So
I mean, I just think in this like brain dead running around era, bro. I think this team's getting cooked.
Well, a lot of that comes down to the maps. And yes, we don't know what the maps are going to look like, but if they are better than the ones that we have now, then maybe that'll be
I want to address
nullified
this,
a bit.
We know that these two titles were developed like side by side, basically. BO6 got way less resources than BO7. But it's the same design directors. It's the same lead designers. Like they have a direction. It's not like it's a completely different team working on the maps. Like, bro, I would almost bet, and I could be wrong, that some of the maps that got cut from BO6 are in BO7, and some of the maps that were originally intended for BO7 are probably in BO6 that were just rethemed.
For sure.
We can definitely say that, but we obviously won't know for sure. Is the the thing we'll always stand on, because I don't like to look into just a random thought, like maybe this, maybe that. Like until the actual game comes out, we won't know for sure.
I assume the spawn system is going to be pretty much the same. It's not going to be a total system change. So it's like I just don't see. I think the game will play very.
The spawns are fine. The spawns are fine.
Scroll down. No. But I'm arguing for the fact that the game will be very similar.
Bro, they're on this team. You have two players that won 2 events last year. You have another that made it to 4 land finals.
Bullshit. No bullshit. If I was with Scrap and Hydra, I think me and Sam would have won.
Okay, fair, but like you act like, bro. I don't think that slaying is the problem here, because I think Dan has had everybody here is capable of showing up in big moments. And yeah, I know Dante didn't have a great year, but Dante still had some moments this season where you see that takeover potential in the right situation, get back into it. I think just the key thing with LAG is not shooting back. It's can they shoot back together? Because if they're all shooting back at different places of the map, it's incoherent. They're going to get exposed by teams that stick together and force trades and take map control and do all the things we like.
This whole roster is inconsistent. It's like, yeah, bro, if every single one of these players is peaking on the map, they're probably going to win fucking maps. But it's like this roster is just inconsistent.
That's why, although I don't think that you're wrong, I think that once you're outside of the top 3, you have to play on the air of upside. You have you have to hedge your roster.
4 bottom teams.
That's what I'm saying. They could just have their day, though. You know what I mean? They could make a final. I could see this team making a final for sure. We had Vancouver in 4 straight, and we wrote them off last year at the start too. If you're not in the top 3 teams, this is the best team that they could have possibly made, and I think that they did a great job. We could sit here and shit talk the roster all you want and say they won't win an event, but I think Gentleman's cooked fucking crazy.
I'll add an asterisk to everything I say. Every roster I compare to the top 3-4 squads. So if you ask me what fucking the Royal Ravens team is going to look like, they're going to be horrible.
Who are your top 3 squads right now? If looking at this list,
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, no?
Yeah, I got Thieves 1,
I just want to hear him say
2, and then I think I'd go FaZe, then Koi.
But you have Optic too? Wait,
but the thing is,
I think Thieves upgraded.
The thing is, though, Pat, 2 of the players on FaZe were literally ruled out at the beginning of last season with their roster. We were like, wow, this roster's dog shit. This team's the worst in the league. And then they turned their season around.
Hold on. That roster was dog shit. One man. Team around.
100%. 100%. And
we had 2 legacy savers last year.
Yes,
bro.
and now that one man is on a different team.
There wasn't much legacy to save though on the surge.
That one man is on the other team that we're just criticizing. Listen, I get it.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to legacy save.
Pat's always been a pessimist, and I get why, but at the same time, I'm not.
The context.
He's gonna say he's a realist. He's gonna say he's a realist.
Have I been a pessimist, bro? At no point.
He's gonna.
That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard.
I am just the realist.
And there's been a lot of bad takes. That has got to be up there, bro.
At no point have I been a pessimist.
All right, listen. Let's move on from LAG.
No. One.
We've been talking about LAG for 20 minutes. Go ahead.
I know, but I want to get this one piece in. I think look like the thing that we just need to remark about LAG is they were trying to get this Joe Deceives, Abizi, Draza, maybe Dangosi combo. And that clearly didn't work because everybody else kind of went in different directions. I honestly believe, looking at how the pieces fell on the board, this was the second best option available to him. Might this team catastrophically implode on itself? Sure, but I think they're in a better spot than they were last year to make changes mid-season and actually be competitive at the end of the year.
Yeah, they fucking changed that dog shit org name.
Yeah, it's the org name. Now, even the roster. I mean, it's not hard to upgrade from last year's roster. It's really yeah. I would hope that they upgraded after last
could
year.
have taken him to the promised land, man.
Yeah, give him the
Sam,
super max.
we might be nasty. Me, you scrap Hydra. That might be a squad.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We get the Miami Heretics now. A lot of drama involving Miami here in these last couple weeks, and Real was a big part of that drama because I guess they were trying to keep Real, and it was kind of between Miami and for Real Koi, right? Going to Koi and going to team up with Jodeci's and Kleenex. That was a decision that Real had to make, and based on everything that happened on social media and everything that went down, it seems like Real is going to Koi, which leaves Miami in a tough spot. Trying to figure out what to do with that fourth player. But the rumored person to go there from the Ghost of Hope is Snoopy. And I'm going to be honest, I love it. I love Snoop going here. We know Miami's a top roster. I feel like Snoopy, he can speak the language. He can mesh well with these guys. And you're kind of just replacing one top sub for another high potential, high ceiling sub. I mean, we know what we can get out of Snoopy. I think with the right people around him, he'll learn a lot. And I think this is a good group of guys to kind of put around him. I don't know if this is actually happening. That's the thing. Is this 100% happening? Because I haven't heard much about this. The only thing we've heard is from the Ghost of Hope.
I have no idea, but the one thing I want to say, because there was a lot of that drama going on in the timeline, but if Real, let's say Miami offered him the exact same thing, and no one had to take pay cuts or whatever the fuck they were talking about in the timeline, because I got lost in it. If it was just like the identical contracts and nothing else changed for each organization. Bro, am I the only one thinking that it's fated for him to leave that team and go to Toronto the Toronto team?
I don't know. Maybe Chris, maybe he just felt stagnant, Chris. Like maybe he just felt like they couldn't cross that line of like actually winning a championship, and he feels like he has a better chance of doing that with Jodeci's and Kleenex, right? Like he probably feels like this is a good opportunity for him to like kind of take that next step. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are on Real's ass. But, brother, I'm telling you right now, Real or fucking Super, or whatever, if they were free agents, they'd be entertaining other offers for sure. Without a doubt, they'd be entertaining other offers.
Listen, this has been 12 months in the making because if you remember, he was trying to get on that org.
He's trying
like
to get
a
off
year
this place
ago.
like four separate times.
I just think of that Miami roster like really highly. I
think KOI is probably two things are true. Like KOI, I've been probably trying to recruit him for like a very long time. And so he's been wanting to get in that situation. He maybe wants to team with those players. And I'm sure he likes Super and Rencor, and like they've all kind of been tweeting at each other the last week or two. So like I don't think there's any bad blood there. But it seems like maybe he's got some disagreement with the Heretics management. So I think it's kind of a complex situation. And what was very funny is like just the full breakdown of what happened on Twitter. It was like management on management beef, talking about pay cuts on Real's side and then walking it back. Like there's a lot of bad blood now on how the transaction went down. I'm so excited to watch these two teams play this season.
I mean, there's just going to be so much rivalry here with these guys. I mean, the way that it kind of all unfolded in here. And here's the message from Abai. Yeah, this guy wrote a novel. This is the copy pasta, right? Or he sent this to a League of Legends player? Copy and pasted the same thing, basically?
Well, it's the same vibe. You go back to the original flank tweet, Shao Gersh. He kind of explains it there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. Clearly, a lot of people were in Real's ear. I mean, Sam, what do you think? Did Real make the right decision, Sam? Do you agree with Real's decision?
I mean, it's impossible for me to give an answer to that. I think depending on the Koi team and who their fourth is, I think he definitely could have made the right decision. But I think that he left a good, if not great team that was on the uprise. But I also think there was a lot of bad blood there within the organization. The players clearly have a great camaraderie together. They clearly get along. They're super close. I think that the bridge was just burned between him and management. So maybe he just felt like he just needed to move on because he's tried to get off this team 3 times in the last year. Like he was rumored to Optic. He's been rumored to Koi twice before this. Like it seems like he was just kind of over representing Miami and he really loved playing with his team. So I think that this was just his best case scenario and a decision that he wanted to make for himself going forward. And I think that Koi team has the potential to be very good. I think it just hinges on whatever fourth that they ended up landing on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Benjay? What are your thoughts? You think Real made the right decision?
I mean, we'll find out at the end of the year. I think like, I think both squads are potentially great, but I think the real answer is whoever places better at the end of the season, and maybe there'll be some chirps at champs if one of them eliminates each other at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think nonetheless, it's just the matchup is going to be fucking insane. What about Chris, Pat? You guys have anything to say on the new rumored Miami and Koi rosters? I mean, Real going to Koi, and then Of course, Snoopy may be going to Miami. I feel like Real's 100% on Koi. I just don't know about Miami if they're 100%. I saw somebody in the chat say that Doug Spencer Martin's not getting rid of Snoopy. And I'm going to be honest, I agree with him. I don't see Boston or Doug or any of those guys wanting to get rid of their kind of golden child over here. Like, this is Snoopy we're talking about. Boston loves Snoopy. Right? What was his contract looking like? Was he a free agent, restricted free agent? What's going on with Snoop? What was the contract like?
I don't even remember a tweet from him.
I don't think
we've seen anything.
I don't think we know.
He's probably just +1 signed through next season.
Yeah,
it's
just I don't know. This has been weird to me. Do you guys think that team will work with Snoopy on Miami? You think it'll work? You think it'll play well?
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
I think the roles make sense, and there's no language issues. So yeah, I think it could.
They're going to turn into they're going to be even more of a Neslo team. Jesus.
If I'm in challengers though, I might be hitting Duolingo, getting my Spanish up just in case.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw today, but Trakes, for those of you that don't know Trakes, a stallion, used to be a stallion, and he's actually from Argentina, and he's another one who's in challengers, speaks the language, and he was showing some promising talents. Do you think that they can maybe take a risk? Maybe a player down in challengers that speaks the language that shows some upside and talent. Do you think that could happen?
Will they? Probably not, but could they?
Yeah. I mean, he tweeted out today. He tweeted out something today. Let me see what he tweeted. I forgot what he tweeted exactly. When he tweeted something, I remember because I saw it and I tweeted. I tweeted the eye emoji. Oh yeah, he tweeted this. He tweeted a Lionel Messi gif. Okay, and I was like, what's going on here? But I mean, this could just be complete bait and just absolutely nothing. I mean, this is probably crazy. Somebody did say that Abe got hold, obviously, with the rumor of Koi picking up Real and now needing an AR position. Do you guys see Abe getting picked up? Because I do think that Abe should be picked up from another team. If he's not picked up, I think that's pathetic. I think Abe should get picked up 100%. What do you guys think?
There's a lot of empty slots on your board of the ROSTERMANIA stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, Tom, real quick. While you're on Twitter, can you pull up a Twitter for me real quick?
Yeah, which one?
Go back and then pull up Ben J Nassim account for me.
Yeah, no problem.
And then share the screen if you could.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yeah, what's wrong with the tweet? I just put on the timeline.
So Tom, I think 10 minutes ago you were talking. How did Ben make a fully coherent tweet while you were talking during the show?
That's
are you tweeting about college football?
Yeah, see, I can multitask and tweet about college, but Pat can't multitask and apparently watch all the games. So
that's insane, Tom. I'm here 100% on every show, but Ben's doing that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm paying attention and doing multiple things, yet somehow I'm able to watch all the matches and you can't.
That's interesting.
Weird.
Interesting.
On the show, I'm locked in, fully engaged, but I guess that's only for one of us. But all right, go ahead, Tom. I just wanted to pull that up.
Oh man, come on, Benji. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, he started it. He started it. I did the chirp.
He started it. All right, let's move on. Miami, obviously, rumored to pick up Snoop, Real. Let's move on. Obviously, Optic, they're sticking together. I'll be honest. I hope Koi do get Jamie inside. I feel like inside be a good person to put with this team but you have Real, Joe, and Kleenex. They're all so aggressive. It's so fast paced. Like maybe Jamie would slot in well with this team, and maybe it'll force him to play faster at times. I mean, listen, I know people are over the Jamie insight hype train sometimes, but bro, when we see him pick up the pace and use that left stick, like we know Jamie can hit a ceiling that we've seen before. He goes into these modes where he just has such low interactions. It doesn't seem to get involved much, but maybe they feel confident with him, And if they don't, then I think Mamba's next on the list. I think they're gonna get Mamba. I mean, if they don't get Jamie, it has to be Mamba, right? Like
Mamba would be a solid pickup.
I mean, who else do you get? I mean, if you're not getting Jamie,
Nasty
or Nasty, yeah,
I guess
Byron
Nasty goes crazy
I'm
here.
surprised that Joe DeCease, they got history. I'm surprised he's not trying to get Nasty.
Maybe I really don't know what they're doing over there. The last rumor, what was the last rumor for Koi, the AR role? Was it Jamie? I think it was Insight that potentially Insight might be coming back.
No, there's no rumor. We're just assuming here.
Are you sure there wasn't a rumor about Insight coming back to the starting lineup? I saw a tweet. Somebody tweeted that the rumor is.
Was there a tweet about it?
There was. Chad, there was a tweet about it, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure there was. I forgot who tweeted it, or somebody has a link, but I remember somebody tweeted it. And somebody said 2 weeks ago. People were saying that they tweeted it. I don't know. Regardless, I have no idea who the fuck that fourth spot's going to go to. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what Koi's doing. And I think it's important. Like, whoever they put there is an important piece, bro. Every piece is important. But I mean, in order to complete the puzzle, what would you guys do? Sam wants to do nasty. I feel like you gotta go with,
bro.
I feel you gotta go with Insider Mamba. What about you, Pat, Chris? What would you guys do? Who'd you put there? Benjay?
I'd probably go nasty. I just think you need to switch up from Insight. Like, just had him for so many years, you haven't got the results you wanted. I think it's time for a switch up.
I'm taking the risk, bro. I'm going Mamba.
You going
That
Mamba?
guy's disgusting.
I like the risk because I think either Nasty or Jamie, if this team isn't successful, I think this is like major one or post major one, major two, like roster change situation for that spot. But I don't think you're gonna like dump Joe or Kleenex or Rail off this team. So I would rather go with the exciting choice, Mamba, or with Byron. I think Jamie. Year 6, I don't know about that.
Okay. And let's talk about a couple of powerhouse teams here. We got LA Thieves and we got Atlanta FaZe. The rumor LA Thieves is Kenny coming back to LA Thieves, which I think is pretty cool, knowing his history with Thieves over there. And then you got Scrap and Hydra obviously returning, and Tyler Abizi. Look what you did, Benjay. Now rumored to be on LA Thieves alongside Hydra as the sub duo. I mean, we'll start with Thieves and we'll go over to FaZe, but I mean, when you're looking at the Thieves roster on paper, it is a really good roster. I mean, this is a scary roster going into the season on paper. Benjay, what do you think about the roster? What do you think about Abizi parting ways with FaZe? I mean, what are your thoughts on all of it?
We'll get to the FaZe angle in a second. I mean, we talked a bunch about it. It's just, I think they all went their separate ways, and it kind of is what it is. I think for Tyler, is a very good spot to land in. I think him and Paco, with him and Simp off the bat, I think they'll find really good chemistry, and this will be a good spot for Abizi to get back on the form we've seen in some of the prior games in the early CDL. I think for Ken, he's gotten some criticism, but again, I think a lot of people in this community are brain dead stupid and don't quite understand. You don't need someone to drop a 1-5 in the role that Ken's in. He's just got to be the engine of this team and make sure they're consistently getting better, not slacking in fucking practice like apparently they were doing going into champs. Like, he's there to make sure that at the end of the season, this team is 110%. So I really like the Steve's roster, and I think they're going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the year.
What about you, Sam? Are you brain dead and stupid? What do you think?
I think I might be brain dead and stupid, Tom. I might be brain dead and stupid.
What do you think about your boys?
I really like the team, man. The Abizi Hydra sub duo is extremely entertaining for me in theory.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just looking forward to watching them. I think that I like this team more than last year, which is kind of crazy because last year's roster was hyped to the level that it was. But maybe it's my Ken bias coming through a little bit. But I think that this team could be kind of fucking crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's just a sub duo. It just sounds so fun.
Chris, go ahead.
I want to say this is like, I'm not necessarily on the personality front, but like Abizi, Hydra, and Scrap, I feel like all have a like idea of how they want to play COD. Like they have very distinct ways of playing, and I just think Kenny's gonna have to really get them to be on the same page, because Abizi's known to go obviously a little rogue, and so is Hydra, and in good ways. Obviously, they're the best at what they do. They have been for a long time. Same with Scrap; he has his own way, but they got to figure out a way to have consistent teamwork. So it's kind of like the LAG thing or the Gentlemates thing, but not so much personality wise, just more so like they got to find a way to gel. On paper, though, really fucking good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Pat, you like it?
I mean, yeah, I like the team. I still think they could have potentially upgraded for Kenny. But I mean, still, this sub duo is disgusting. I think they have 3 top like 10 players. Yeah, they're my number 1 team going into the season.
Who would you have there in place of Kenny, Pat? If you were the GM and we're building a roster, say you had Scrap, Hydra, Abizi, what would be a player you would look at?
I think if I was GM, I could have squashed the Draza Scrap thing. I mean, I would have tried for Cell too. I just would have made a fucking super squad here, to be honest.
I think on that front, Pat.
Or I wouldn't even hate Simp on this team with running an AR either, but that obviously couldn't happen.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty clear that Thieves are interested in MC, but obviously I think we've talked about the Falcons thing probably too hard to turn down. I heard some chatter, and I don't know if it's real or not, that there was definitely an attempt to reconcile the Scrap and Dross thing, but it just didn't really progress in a meaningful way that they were going to like go down that path. So I definitely think they tried to look at some of those options.
Yeah, but who is they? You keep saying they.
I assume in that situation, Scrap and Dross talked, or their friends talked, or there was some meeting in the minds, and it was clear that it wasn't going to advance.
Do you think Scrap and Dross had talked? 1-on-1?
Hell no.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know who is they, but like, I think
That
I
beef
could've
is
got it wrong.
unsquashable.
Yeah, they're
I-
not squashing that. That's not getting squashed.
They couldn't
That's fine.
figure it out then. I don't think they're going to figure it out. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, nonetheless, it's a good roster. I actually think Kenny's a good player to slot in there just because he's got a good team around him. I think if Kenny just picks up the pace this year, which, I mean, there were moments this year where Kenny, he stepped up with Minnesota and he had his moments, but let's just be honest, it wasn't his best year, right? Like, this just wasn't a good year for Kenny. Like, I think even he would say that this was just an underwhelming year for him, and I think he's just looking to bounce back. And if he bounces back and brings the Kenny that we all know, I mean, this could obviously be one of the best rosters in the game, right?
Listen, bro.
We'll see.
I'm not trying to start a narrative because I don't even believe it. I just want to throw it out there for fun. But has Kenny been good at like Treyarch games, like historically?
BO4.
Yeah, outside of BO4. So BO4 is the only one, yeah. Because he didn't play BO3. Was he underage?
He was in Halo and BO3. I think he was good at like the second half of Cold War with like the Krieg and stuff when he role swapped.
Okay.
Before that, it was pretty underwhelming.
Because in Cold War, I remember the Thieves were some ass for a while, bro.
Yeah, but they fucked about with their roster, bro. Like they had that like they had that interesting end of Modern for 2019, and then they decided to just throw all that fucking away.
Like I said, I didn't want to say like he 100% is bad at them. He's just had down years in Treyarch outside of that BO4 one. But even then, that BO4 one, I still remember it was like conflict between him and Pharaoh because of like the roles or something like that, and they ended up sticking with Kenny. And I mean, it ended up working out for you guys. You guys played well throughout the majority of the season, but I don't know, something in the Treyarch games with him is just there's always something going on, bro.
Well, I think the potential problem with this team, right? Because I think on paper they're good, and I have them top 2. But the downside potentially with this team is what I think you alluded to earlier is that Abe, Scrap, and Hydra all have like pretty set ways they play, and if they're incompatible with each other in a way that they are just like consistently able to be good at all 3 game modes, it might result in Ken fucking being uncomfortable on the map because it just is chaos and doesn't make sense, and the comms don't make sense, and he just has poor performances again, dropping 0.9s and 0.8s, and then he kind of either he's the one that calls it or he gets scapegoated off the team. So
look, bro, he
see if that plays out the way.
I mean, he may be uncomfortable, but just get in the fucking hill, bro. You got Scrap, Hydra, and a BZ. You will be okay, even if the game is not your best fucking game. Get in the hill, throw the trophy, say, fuck it, I got time. Like, it's that easy, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, filling the gaps.
King got blessed this ROSTERMANIA.
Fill the gaps is basically what you're saying. If you're Kenny, you just fill in the gaps and you do whatever you got to do. And I mean, this is going to be a good roster.
Fill in the gaps, hold an iron, and don't YY on the cut, bro. For God's sake, don't YY on the cut.
No bullshit. The last thing I want Ken doing on this team is coming in and trying to like direct these guys how to play. I think he should just be like lock into their game plan and play his game. I think Ken's a smart player. I think we had the arguments last year or whenever it was about like how he was interacting with the Optic guys. Like, bro, he should just take a back seat completely on this squad, I think.
I think a more selfish year out of him could definitely benefit.
Just get in the hill and get kills. Yeah, don't even.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't even think
the only downside is if you do that and then you're not like, let's say the first couple events they underwhelm and he's not playing great, he's gonna get dropped. So like,
bro, I guarantee you, 70% of his kills are gonna be shooting people in the back. People are going to be looking for fucking Hydra and a BZ running around the map, bro. Like, this is going to be a scary squad.
Listen, you just got to delay Kenny's just got to delay the pinch, bro. Like, that's all he's got to do. Just delay it. Let somebody hit the pinch.
Listen, these are all, this entire team of players that, like, can win majors. Yeah, I know Ernie's still chasing, like, a really good chance performance, especially in regards to finals. But everybody else on this team, like, has been pretty good at times in their career. Like, I think they all know how to lock back in when things are going bad and get out of that valley and peak. And ideally for this team, it results in them winning champs. But I can also see the incompatibility in play styles. And so I'm very curious, like, how good they are off the rip. I expect them to probably make the final at that first major. But for example, I want to see role wise, like, is Ken going to be putting up the same time pretend as Dan? Or, who's actually between BZ, Scrap, and Paco, like how the bomb plants can be distributed.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I love the fact that like, yo, there's certain players that are definitely more objective minded, but bro, fuck the hill pretend shit, bro. Sometimes being the guy that just defaults to the hill is the fucking wrong play, bro. So don't look at that type of
No,
bullshit
I
ass stat.
actually agree with you, Chris. I actually fucking agree with
Are
you.
you sure? Lamar made a career out of it.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to say
I follow
anything
Lamar.
I mean,
bad.
to my
Wait,
point
whoa,
though,
Lamar
did
literally
Dan,
says that about himself.
I
Lamar's
will
whole
say-
thing when he was with Pred was, look, I'll go straight to the hill. Pred, you go.
Yeah, I mean Lamar was that type of player, right? Like he would just do whatever he had to do. You know,
I
like,
will
that's how
say
he, that's
though,
how he was.
Chris, hard point hill time when 1 and 2 by overall time this season per 10 was Dan Ghosty and Dylan Envoy for what it's worth. So,
Yeah.
I'm just curious how those stats over the course of 50, 60 maps in the season settle out. Because I agree with you.
Wait, what
People are
was
just
your
defaulting
stat?
hill.
Hill time.
Dan was averaging, I just looked it up. Both Dan and Dill are basically averaging 80 hard point seconds per 10 minutes.
Are you saying
Per
that that's
team.
they were doing a lot of the hill?
They were doing
Yeah,
most
relative
of the
to their
hill in the
teammates.
league.
Oh yeah, bro, this
Yeah.
team, no bullshit in respawns. This team doesn't even worry about the hill. Like, let every game go to time.
I mean, they were like one of the best hardpoint teams last year by pretty wide margins, at least statistically, anyway.
Till
Before
the
collapse at
end of
end
the
of the season.
season, though. That's
until the
key thing
fucking
here.
collapse. But
So-
yeah,
Yeah, until Legacy Savior showed up, but like that's different.
fuck.
Yeah, but that's what's important to this team, though. Like, I'm sure they want to win all the majors, but I think if you talk to Scrap, I'm sure the goal at top of his mind is to have a good fucking chance and get that ring at the end. And if he wins 2 majors, gets top 8 at fucking champs again, I'm sure it's another failure of a fucking year. So
How much pressure
that's
do you
why I
guys
think
think
his
this
Ken is
team's
here.
under?
What's up?
How much pressure do you guys think this team is under?
Probably the most pressure in the league, honestly.
I don't think I disagree with that.
I think they're under a lot, but I think when they start out scrims and they're just waxing everybody, I think that pressure will subside for them.
For them,
Not-
yeah, but I think
then-
that at least for
It doesn't matter.
the
It
fan
doesn't
side
matter.
of things,
I
I,
got-
don't
I
think
got
so.
them
It doesn't
winning first
matter. It
event,
doesn't
Sam.
matter if they're waxing people in scrims, bro, if they don't do it at tournaments. So
I got them winning first event. No bullshit. I got them beating FaZe.
I think
first
I
event.
think it goes the expectation of the team. I think is very similar to this year, but it's just like actually finishing and like being a consistent factor throughout the whole season without those like Thursday thieves kind of situations. I don't know. I think that this team's ceiling is just absurdly high, and I think that there was a lot of pressure last year, and you know, God Squad was thrown around a lot. Like this team is better than last year, objectively speaking, at least in my opinion. I think that Ben could have been right. I think this team definitely could have the most pressure in the league going into next year.
Yeah.
Do we think,
I
do we
think it's only
CDL
gonna-
will take on the coaches on stage thing that UWC had?
No,
I don't
I
think so.
talked to Daniel after EWC, and I think it really just comes down to whether or not the teams go back to the league and say, "Hey, we actually really want to see this." Then it just has that conversation because I don't think the league is going to push it. But if you get like 7 or 8 teams who are like, "We see some value in this," then yeah, we can see some version.
I wish they
Actually,
would.
maybe we'll see it.
I mean, bro, it was pretty well received, especially from fans. And what we've seen in the past is like orgs will then relay that, like, oh, our fans really
Listen,
like this.
yeah, but knowing how the CDL works, whatever the fans like, the fucking pros won't do. So
yeah.
Fine,
Yeah, but
fans
it's
are
not
undefeated
going to be up
online,
to
bro.
the
Bully
pros.
them.
Hold on.
yeah, bully them
This-
online. So.
Fans are undefeated on social media.
The way this is going to work is if the teams want to make it happen and there's a majority or 2/3 that want to make it happen, it's going to happen. I don't think the league is going to just willy-nilly make it a fucking roll. But if people like after EWC want to make it a thing, like it'll get made a thing.
Mhm.
Why were you saying that this team might
sure the
benefit
coaches enjoyed
from
it.
that presence?
Yeah,
Sam
no,
was-
well, no, that's what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
saying, like, bro, and that's part of like me saying, shouldn't IGL? Like, I think that if this team has a coach involved on stage, in game and hardpoint, I think it'll help them.
Do you think having a predominant voice in respawn wouldn't be like more of a hindrance?
I mean, not really. Like on my complexity team, Damon didn't call out a lot. We just had Mr. X call out for Damon some of the times.
Well, that's different though. You said IGL.
And that's also
Not
back in the day
necessarily
when the
calling out
game
Damon
just
was
like a
blacked
player.
out, bro.
and
Just
that's
getting
also
kills.
back in the day. That's also back in the day when the games were like slower.
I feel like
They were
having
slower.
like
Hey,
a
no tax
fifth
brand. We might
voice
be a
is
little
like
bit slower.
I don't know, a predominant voice in a hard point. I feel like I would, at least personally.
Well,
I would
not
fucking tweet.
predominant. I
But
don't
if you're
think
practicing with
any
that
world
off
is
the
gonna be
rip though,
predominant.
Sam,
Well, you said IGL
Like,
though.
if you're practicing
I'm
with that
asking.
from like
I mean,
November on, you'll get used to it.
I'm talking about like important comms, every so often that are like, things that
Yeah.
need to get stressed.
I agree there. You just said IGL. I was like, I didn't know how much of a percentage you were actually thinking.
But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's going to fix like the LA Thieves problem with their comms last year was, to be honest, the people that are on this team still, AK Scrap and Hydra, like sometimes they're going mute, and like a coach can't call out for 4 people. You know what I'm saying? But like
Depends on
everybody's
the
got.
coach.
Well, if you got 3 fucking heads and 3 headsets, maybe like.
The coach is
but if you
calling
got
out for 3 guys.
If you got 1 head, I don't know. Like it's gonna be tough. You know, you're not fucking brainiac.
3 mil over 3 years, I can call out for 4 people at once.
Absolutely.
I think
fucking
what I'm
century
curious
ago.
about with Thieves, and you guys might poo-poo this and say it's probably not a factor, but like as we go over the course of this year and get towards like the end of spring, it's going to be a thing where people are going to be trying to make the Falcon super team for 2026, and I hope and I assume it's not going to be distraction for these guys, but again, it's another piece of the pressure puzzle that like may result in this team feeling the heat come the last major of the season, champs, CWC, whatever, which could probably be the end of the run of the squad.
Who's feels the heat in
Yeah.
that scenario though? Just
I
grab the
assume no
Hydra,
one.
go
I
to
assume
Falcons,
no one.
and get the bag. Like,
Yeah, I
I was gonna
assume
say,
no one.
speaking of Falcons, we haven't touched on them yet.
Yeah, we'll get there. I'm going one at a time. I wanted to go to FaZe next because we were just talking about Thieves. Kind of goes hand in hand with FaZe. So I want to talk about the FaZe roster. I'll start with FaZe. I feel like a lot of people, in my opinion at least, I feel like a lot of people are downplaying this roster a little bit, especially when it comes to talent. I think people worry about a few things. I think maybe people worry about pace and stuff, but me personally, I think people are undervaluing 04 and Abuza, just based on from what I've seen, like in the comments and stuff. That could be my bias speaking. I mean, I see people in the chat saying FaZe bias cheese. I'll let you guys have the floor. You guys don't have any bias towards FaZe at all, so I mean, you guys can have the floor with this, and let me know. Maybe you a little bit, Ben, but the others, you guys don't got any bias
No,
here.
I think the fans are stupid, bro.
Hater in the world.
I don't know. I mean,
I-
even looking at the chat now, I mean, everybody's saying this team's ass. Let's just straight up say
This
it.
roster's
People think
very
this
good
roster's
to
ass.
me.
This team is
Bro.
not ass.
That's what
the
people are
third
saying.
best team.
That's what
No
everybody
one
says.
wants
Everybody
you
says
guys
this
are
team's
sitting
ass.
here watching, bro.
No
Like,
one is saying it's ass.
There's
People are just
plenty of people
comparing
saying
it to the other teams.
It is
Yeah, it's the third
not
best
as
team.
good as the other teams.
the third best team.
it is not as good as obviously Optic won the big 2 events and Thieves, but I've seen a lot of discourse around this team, and to what I think Pat, you said this like 3 or 4 shows ago. I just think people have like long-term memory loss. Like they just don't remember how someone like Simp was playing prior to like champs. They just completely put that in the back of their mind. And they've also somehow forgotten that 04 and Abuza made 4 fucking landfalls this year.
I think 70% of the chat has CTE.
And so I'm just convinced that people don't understand. Yeah, like could they pull up into a situation against the Thieves where the firepower isn't there? Sure, like, but I don't think it's like a slow team. I think this is like a no drama, hard grinder team, and like they could trouble people, especially early if they get ahead. Like I kind of see the thought process on FaZe here. Like, let's
It's a
go with
dirty
that kind
Nuzlo
of
team.
squad because they're a dirty squad, and by the time we get to champs, like they're going to be locked in, and that's how we make it to that final. And then you never know.
Hey, what do
I
you
like
think?
this team in S&D a lot.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good search team for sure.
You think they'd be a good SD? What else, Sam? Anything else?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm underwhelmed by the situation that Simp and Draws found themselves in. I feel like how everything shook out. Granted, like a lot of the players were kind of locked, so there wasn't as much movement. But I don't know. Just seeing Simp and Draws with 04 and Abuza, like I like the team construction. Again, I have a similar opinion to like Gentleman's. I think it's put together well, but when I compare it to Thieves or Optic, it doesn't move me as much. And that's not to say that Simp, isn't fucking best player in the game, MVP caliber every season. But I think that we'd be lying if he wasn't inconsistent at hardpoint last year. He absolutely was. Zach fell off a cliff at the end of the season last year on LAN specifically. Like, yeah, 04 and Abuza made finals. They won 3 maps total and 4. Like, there's a lot of downsides to this team. And I'm not saying that the upside isn't absolutely there, which it is, but I'm just not as excited for this team as I am for a Thieves or an Optic.
Like this is it's
I
not like
I feel like that's a fair argument. On
yeah. I
paper.
just outside of Simp, it's just not giving me like win champs kind of vibes. Like it's just not at all. I think they can make it far if they gel. It's just I just can't see this team
I'm
winning
confused.
again, like winning a ring.
Isn't what Sam just said basically putting them as a top 4 team? Like top 4, top 3?
Well, I think they're top 4 for sure.
Everybody
yeah.
attached like so basically
they
what
are.
Sam's saying is top 6. Like some people are saying
No.
I think they're
no.
competing
Oh,
for
shit, my
Sundays
bad.
every event.
I don't even
I
think
think
they're-
I think there's a
T-Bone said
world.
that. Slidzy said
think-
that.
I think there's a world where they could have a fucking like top 6 placing if, like, for example, Zach doesn't fucking revive himself. Like he just was underwhelming as fuck this year.
Yeah.
And then like
Especially
you never
end of the
know with
year.
like I know Neptune, you know, was brought into that Surge team and like, you know, rejuvenated them and made them a better team. But like, who's to say that Abuza and 04 don't go back to being mid? Just because they had that year or that last year with like good chem on their team and Neptune obviously coming in, like there's just a lot of uncertainty, I guess, with this team. It's not really roster composition wise. It's just uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if there's any reflection from this era of COD, and especially the last title, it's like you could make a stacked team of shooters, but like you can still get top 8 or top 6 in that team if they're not playing together. Like having
it's
single-mindedness and chemistry, and I think
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I was playing right now and Ben called me a shitter, I would be losing my fucking shit.
He said shooters.
did I call
Oh wait, did you
He
say
said
that?
shooters.
Oh, my fault, Ben. My bad. Go ahead.
He said team of shooters.
I thought you said shitters, bro. My fault.
no, I
Nate
said- I
Shot called
said
somebody a
shooters.
shitter.
That's on me.
Yeah, that was a hilarious.
GG
situation. Good
shitters.
clip. Great clip.
That's hilarious.
But I think like the reflection, I feel like for a lot of these teams and the way it's been constructed as ROSTERMANIA is like we're trying to get a squad that's going to gel and want to play the game the same way, because we know, hey, that's how we start well, but it's also how we're going to finish well. And like if you don't do that, you just end up being at best top 4 because you get to that winners finals or losers final, and where you're just not on the same level of cohesion and lack of mistakes that those other teams are at the end of a tournament. So
you know, I will say this is a huge year for Simp. Like this is his first time away from the trio in such a long time, and like he's been with that team and had so much. Yeah, he's been with that team and had so much success for such a long time. And if he comes out this season and he's him and they're winning tournaments, like that might start it'll re-spark that argument of like CDL GOAT or his position in the top whatever.
You could say that for all of them. Tyler's never teamed without Chris. Oh, he did for
fair.
Cell's
You're
never
right.
played without Simp either.
Don't get me started on this Falcons team yet,
bro. There's that argument goes to all of them.
Let's go to the Falcons team. Duarte, why don't you start? I can tell you really want to talk about the Falcons. I was gonna get to the Falcons. I was going to end with the Falcons because these other teams, I mean, I'll be honest, I just don't know what the fuck is going on with these other teams. I'll be honest. But in terms of the Falcons, the rumor is that Kismet is going to the Falcons with Celium, Pred, and Xnid. What do you think about it, Duarte? What do you think?
Bro, I love all the people on the Falcons. You know, I feel like they're all like, well, outside of Xnid, because Xnid's not as experienced as everyone else yet. I feel like Pred, obviously, he was successful at certain points, world champion, Kismet world champion. Like I feel like he was criminally underrated for a while. Yeah, he had some down points in his career so far, but I think he was very impactful for any team he played on. Like, and you could see it a lot of the time in matches, regardless of what his former GM said. But like, dude, it's so weird just seeing Celium on this team, bro. Like, he really chose the bag, bro. And I can't hate him for it, but god damn, what the fuck? Cell?
I mean,
on
brother,
this team?
I mean, it was a bag, bro. It was
like,
a serious bag.
I mean, like, obviously they're going to try to make it work, but I just think like this is just gonna be like a season to like for Cell vibing out or something.
I do want to address this. Somebody in the chat says Celium ruined his career. I actually disagree. I actually think this team is Celium's team. I think he runs his team. I think he's gonna go to this team.
He will now. He will now.
Hard disagree.
AG, this is AG's team.
No, it's none of their fucking teams. That's not how. It's not how Falcons run their esports.
So you don't think if they're not performing and MC's the clear best player, you don't think they'll just do whatever MC wants and just go get
Hell
whoever
no,
they want?
that's not how Falcons runs their fucking teams, bro.
Do you think?
Okay.
All right.
At all.
Well, I mean, this is not
an old school team,
we can just talk about the elephant in the room. Regardless, like because Xnid's still uncertain, bro. Like I love the guy, I love the passion. I think he definitely has talent, but it still needs to be fully realized. He still has a lot to learn.
No, he just needs to learn the language, bro. That's it. His talent is unreal.
If he plays bad, will they kick him? Will they get rid of him?
Yeah.
Do you genuinely think they will?
Yes. If he is, bro.
If he's playing bad, yeah.
If he is like Kenny from Optic last year, where it gets to the point where you're just like there's no arguing against it. Like,
okay,
what if he's gonna sit there because he's from Saudi Arabia? Just
okay, no. What if he's playing all right and he's like maybe not the clear issue on the team, but like they feel like if they could get rid of him and maybe get somebody else, it'll elevate everybody else. You think they'll kick him?
Let me counter your question with another question, Chris. If you're gonna spend 7 figures for 2 players, are you gonna kick one of them?
Bro, I don't know. But I mean,
hold on,
but at the end of the day, will they tell him to suck it up and help make this guy better and to the player they want, or will they just fucking chalk the fact that they have
Listen, bro, this team
a Saudi
sucks.
player there?
This team sucks, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
hope, like,
yeah,
I hope
I don't
they're
like
good
it
just for
either.
like parity in the league. But like, I think this team sucks.
I think
Not a fan of this team at all.
I'm worried about this team because I'm gonna give this insight. You watch Falcons other esports. This is not an optic or a phase where some players got the keys and they work with the staff and they'll make decisions and ownership will be like, yeah, that sounds great. We trust you guys. No, like if this team is fucking disappointing, especially this year when they spend all this money, like they will come in with not with a fucking scalpel. It's gonna be a hacksaw, and they will not care. If someone is making a lot of money
right?
and not fucking trying, sunk cost. Oh well, we're gonna get somebody in. Yeah. Like CS,
Money's
like
not
they
real, so.
they are going to do what they perceive will be the best moves and to make the team the best. Now I do think that Xnid will have not a short leash. I think he's going to have a decent sized leash. Now if he's dropping 0.7s, then yeah, they're going to bench him and say, look, you got to get some time in challengers.
Dude, I just feel like
Giving you
X is
what?
in like a lose-lose. Like the burden that this specific team is put on him seems insane to me as a
Yeah.
player.
But
Like
is that any situation? Like
no,
what?
because bro, his ask for this season with the composition of the team, he could have had players around him that would have lessened the load on what he has to do. But if you're teaming with the players that he is, I feel like he has to do so much. And English isn't his first language. He's played Respawn for I'm not even going to call it a full year because whatever the fuck the first half of last season was is irrelevant to me. That was not real Call of Duty for him. So I'm going to give him like 3 months of actual Respawn reps, coming into a team where he is going to be expected to play the objective, to be a fast-paced SMG, and also learn the game himself and how to enable his team. I feel like the burden on him is going to be crazy for a second-year player with
100%.
minimum reps from the first season. And I don't know how you argue against that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're gonna treat him like a baseball prospect that they've called up in his second or third year. If he's not gelling well, like they're still gonna believe in this kid. And he'll go play challengers and get on a top challengers team. Like they're not just gonna chuck him to
Yeah,
the
fair.
wayside.
No. I'm not
Wait,
saying
but
he's
hold
gonna
on,
get fucking
but hold
removed
on.
from
They
every-
will
I'm saying for,
they will to the mat
within
try and
this
develop this
specific
guy.
team. I think he's in such a between a rock and a hard
Yeah,
place.
and even then, even if like they were to kick him from this team and make him go to challengers, I think with the talent that he's shown, he's still good enough to be in the league, even if he's on a bottom team, and they're just going to hold him because
got
he's
great
like a
pop.
part of Falcons. Do you think he'd go? Do you think he'd
That's-
want to go to another team?
That's a great question. I actually don't know what Falcons are doing in that situation.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, it's just such a. Either way, this team is just fucking so weird to look at, bro. Like, never in a million years would I see these like not even just Exnid because he obviously came out of nowhere last year, but like these three, like Pred, Kismet, and Celium, be on a team. Like,
Bro, Kismet's gonna be in a blender as well with this team because I feel like he's just the language barrier alone with your sub duo is kind of gonna cause
and he's
some
running.
problems.
He's a flex, right? Or is it Exnid?
He's a flex. No. Kismet's
Is?
flexing was what I've heard.
Okay.
Oh, Kismet's flexing.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what I-
find
that's
it
what I
so
saw.
hard
Oh, okay.
that this
Well,
team,
That's
like,
interesting.
Bro, the only thing these guys are flexing is their cash they're making. This team is fucking pissed.
this team is just gonna
I
go in
hear
every
you.
series like they did last year and just be like all energy and have it carry them. But I just don't think they're gonna be disciplined enough to beat some better teams. Yeah, like I think they'll be good enough to make champs, but it's just hard to see how this team like is getting top forward events. And I just
Not
don't
to
know how
mention the
Falcons is gonna
comms,
react.
bro. Exnid MC.
Comms
I'm
are
sorry
so
to cut
bad
you
with
off,
this
man, but
team.
that just like popped back into my head,
That's so
bro.
bad.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I think what you just said, Ben, is like the whole team. Like if they come firing fucking 200% energy, and they have the possibility to steamroll some teams for sure if they catch someone on a bad day. But like, I'm worried for this team's average mid energy, just like what the day to day would look like. Like I'm not necessarily concerned with their ceiling because we don't know how frequently they're going to see that. I want to see just run of the mill Falcons day, and I don't think that it's good.
Listen, if you're on this team, I don't want to see no fucking stupid ass tweets about mama mentality if you guys aren't trying to work the hardest team as possible of all the squads in the CDL. Because like that is how this team will figure that out, right? You're gonna outgrind people, get ahead of the game, use that energy, and just steamroll VP fucking plow your way to fucking series.
So
If
that
they're
was
just-
oddly specific.
just-
Who's that about?
It's honestly about all of them other than Exon, because Exon seems like the nicest fucking guy of all time whenever I talk to him. I think like it's just for Pred, MC, and kids, like they have an opportunity to develop excellent, but they can also just be kind of all differing on how they want to play, and just they never fucking get to that point. Like, I don't know. I think there's just a role where this team works, but I feel like the most likely scenario is they get fucking 6 at the first 2 events, and then Falcon's going to come in and say, well, we need to make some changes here, and I don't think anyone's going to be safe.
Yeah. Who would you guys say is the best player on this team?
MC.
I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, everybody agrees MC?
100%. Regardless of what people say about MC.
So if he's the best player on the team, right? And time goes on, and he's the best player on the team, he's gonna be the one they build around. If it's Clay's team, like everybody was saying, Clay's not gonna get rid of their best player, right?
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't even think it's Clay's team, bro. Like,
bro, it doesn't matter.
The chat said Clay's team. That's
bro, I don't care whose team it is or isn't. You cannot get rid of MC if you are the Falcons, because we know how Call of Duty works. You cannot recruit any good players without good players in the location you're trying to recruit them to.
Right.
Yes, but they will be paying more than everybody in 2026.
They don't
so they
care,
can
bro. They're paying more than everybody right
They
now.
don't give a fuck.
I think normally I would agree with you, Pat, but this team I think is the exception to that rule.
But okay, even if Cell is fucking lackluster and Falcons come in and want to blow it all up, they have to keep Cell. Like,
Yeah,
because you can't replace him. You like,
yeah. I mean, that's why I said what I said.
Their team is free. You
I
can't
think the way MC plays and like his shortcomings as a player, I don't think are in a position where he's going to be in danger of getting dropped unless he's literally just dropping 0.8s. I think the problem is essentially with his team is obviously Xnid really struggling, AG kind of having some of his bad tendencies from last year and just have a negative draw in their ability to win maps, and Kiz maybe also not really being consistent slaying, and then that's kind of where they see the issue. I just think MC's the one is the least likely to be like the prominent aspect and get dropped.
The upside is they're better than last year, bro.
Is that upside?
Yeah,
but like
They
at
could
what
feel
cost,
you
though?
and me.
At what
Hey,
cost?
Sam, they
It
went
could
up,
be you
bro.
and me
They
out
didn't
there.
go down, bro. That's gotta be
you
upside.
and me out there, Pat. They would have been better than last
They
year.
could have went down though. They could have went down.
Could they? Wixel
I
and
mean-
his school friends were there for a little bit, bro. I don't know.
I mean, let's be
Yo,
honest.
where's Kicks, bro? Bring that guy back.
He's not coming back,
Yeah, he's
bro.
not
Ship
coming
is
back,
gone.
man.
It's sailed.
It's
Pat.
over, bro.
It's gone.
I'm saying
over.
that shit's over.
I will say the biggest thing here is just the language barrier. If Xnid learns the language, I mean, this team will just be
But
way better.
MC has a language barrier.
Yeah, that too. They both. I mean, just in general, just like the language barrier, the communication, like comms is what's going to hinder these guys. Like this is what's going to hinder this team, like their teamwork, right? I think when you watch
Teamwork and work ethic, Tom.
yeah, no, 100%.
They-
Like
you
everything else,
got-
like the talent on this team is like, yeah, bro, they're super talented. All these players are talented as fuck, right? It's just like at this day and age, I mean, it's always been like this in COD. Like you can have the talent, but if you don't have the teamwork, like it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna play out well. So. We'll see. I think this team will be really good some days and really bad some days, and it'll just be like kind of like a swinging pendulum. And then eventually, I think they'll end up making more changes. If I mean,
Agreed.
let's be honest. Do you guys see this team getting like multiple top 3 placings? Like I just really don't know. Right when you're
I think
looking
they
at-
could. I think they could have a random like fuck you event.
Yeah.
And get like a third or make a final just out of nowhere. I could see it.
Yeah.
Just out of
I think
nowhere.
they're getting
Bulldog
back-to-back
takeover?
top 6,
Yeah.
and this changes.
Why
is
not,
what I
bro?
think happens here.
Always on one time per year. There's just some random shit that happens, so I could see it.
And then
It could be fucking Carolina this year where they get top 4 at the first event.
yeah.
So, I
Other
mean,
than
it's
that,
pretty
I
hell.
mean, we're left with Vancouver Surge, Boston Breach, Carolina Royal Ravens, G2, Cloud9. Those are the only 5 left, and I mean, I just don't know really what's gonna go on with these guys. I mean, there was a rumor of that Ome roster staying together as a roster. I just think that ultimately depends on if any of these guys get poached and kind of go elsewhere, right? We've heard rumors of Mamba maybe going to Koi.
I haven't
But-
heard anything within the last couple of weeks, but I think when all the ROSTERMANIA shit was happening, however long ago that was, this was still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
With
the
the mid-roster.
where the fuck is Gwyn going? It's like the only other person I got a question upon.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Because
know.
he's like obviously good. He's just
He is.
where's he
He's
going?
waiting, bro. He's fucking waiting.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna end
think
up on one of these teams for sure. And then there was a rumor of Legend going to Vancouver Surge, the Halo Pro Legend, which I mean, I'm a big Legend fan. I think there's a lot of upside with Legend, but he definitely doesn't have the reps in Call of Duty. But I think over time he'd be a really good risk to take if some of these players want to start taking risk on Halo players. I mean, we were talking about this in the beginning
They
of
should.
the beginning of the show, how Halo players transition really well, right? Like. Legend is a good person to maybe take that risk and see if he's kind of like that next best thing, right? That you
Bro,
can
I'm
kind of
looking
build
at
around.
if I'm down here with the rest of these teams, I'm looking at rookies and I'm looking at Legend or any other Halo guys. Like the the downside is non-existent. You're already expected to have a shit team at this point, or at least an inconsistent one anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's the downside's almost non-existent.
Has Optic said like their position on those players and like what they'll do post Halo? Like, are they, if someone comes in and offers a buyout, like, are they gonna be the, yeah, we'll figure it out because that's where the player wants to go, or like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to know Optic's position on this before we start like that whole conversation.
Is there,
Yeah.
what's left in Halo right now? Like, what is there?
They
a
play
tournament
till
at the
October.
end of the year.
I'm
They have
pretty sure.
champs in October.
They play
Okay.
till before the game drops. Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't really know how much time. I don't know what that transition's going to be like, but I know a lot of those Halo guys want to play. And obviously, Challengers is a good route for them, right? There's nothing going on in Halo for 2 years, right? I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to end up in Challengers in COD or actually getting picked up, right? So I'm curious. I heard Hector was talking about a Challengers team as well on the podcast. So maybe Optic makes a Challengers team. Maybe they bring some of the Halo guys in. I mean, I really don't know. Anything could happen here. It's interesting to think about because I think with Halo coming to an end, there is so much talent in Halo that you just don't know what they're going to be able to do over here. I mean, how many times now have we seen players come from Halo and kind of just be insane, right? You got Enable, Shotzzy, Formal, Hook played Halo, Neptune played Halo. Like a lot of these guys, Frosty played Halo or is playing Halo, right? Like you just never know. You never know what these guys can bring to the table. But any other rumors that you guys know about? G2, somebody said that Dylan Attach knew the G2 roster. Anybody know the G2 roster? What is it? Breach? Is there a rumor there? What's the rumor there?
Damn,
Was it the
Dylan's got
breach?
intel
It
he's
was-
not sharing. Crazy.
I thought it was
Right,
Purge
somebody
Snoopy
said-
still
Couldn't
on
be me,
Breach.
right?
I know we
Couldn't
talked
be
about the
me.
Miami thing, but I thought Purge Snoopy was still on Breach, and they were just trying to get another AR. I think the last thing I heard was Cammy was still there too, and they were just trying to replace Wake.
Yeah, Wake's tweets.
That's the
are
last
making-
I heard, but that was
Wake's tweets are making it seem like that he's gone. He's been talking about like role changes and shit, and maybe running a sub. But Awakening tweeted out that he might want to run a sub. And
I
was
just
like,
think
I don't know.
we're in the point of the year with these bomb teams that they're not going to make a fucking decision until October. The players just in pure fucking tweak because they're in radio silence for 6 weeks and they're just all squirming around. I think the Omid situation is like the next real domino to drop because I assume those guys are trying to stick, or 3 of them are trying to stick. And once that happens, then all these teams will start taking meetings and figuring out what their leftover situation likes. Until then, everybody's just like, I may not be in the fucking league.
What is Austin about to do, bro?
I want Austin a team with some rooks, bro.
So I think the problem with the
mega
Carolina
Rick squad.
situation, circling back to the beginning of the show, seems like there's some restructuring going on at Carolina's parent company, right? If there's rumors of people trying to buy the spot. And so until that is resolved, I don't think they're going to field the roster.
I need to see
Or
Austin play
sign
with
a
Gio,
roster.
bro. Or Gio on fucking Breach with Purge.
I
They
mean,
need an AR
there's-
that
I
they
feel
need
like
an
there's
AR that can
so-
get a kill. Purge and them need an AR that can get a kill. At least Gio will get kills.
Yeah, when it comes to like those teams, bro, I feel like that just comes down to the coaching staff and like who they want. Like I feel like there's so many different variations of players and rosters and different things that they can do. Like you kind of have to get creative and try and build something great, right? You got to try and complete the puzzle. And I don't know. I feel like we got to hear more rumors with some of those bottom teams, and then hopefully we can get some things finalized here. But is there anything else you guys want to talk about with the rosters or any of the organizations or rumored rosters? Anything else?
Nope.
And then the only thing I really have here is Luminosity apparently is selling, or they did sell. They sold, which, I mean, I'm not really too sure how that works, but some people were saying the price is kind of low. $650,000 for Luminosity. Do you guys think that's a good price, or do you think they sold too low? What do you guys think?
Less than AG's buyout.
AG's
The
buyout
rumor is
That
that there's
is crazy.
significant debt that is being shouldered by the acquiring party, like in this deal. So like you got to factor that in. So I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean,
They
I
should
think
have sold AG, bro.
the
And me.
problem with someone like LG as a business is like, you know, their cred was kind of driven by creators that are no longer with the org, aka Ninja, aka XQC. Like they have teams, but they don't have like the brand. I think the brand value is less than you think. And what they're saddled with is a lot of teams that aren't making a lot of money. And I already know the partner sponsor space, esports, isn't that great this year. And I don't think it's going to get any better next year. But yeah, I could totally understand why like Enthusiast is not selling this at the top and they're getting like pennies on the dollar to make this deal happen.
Is LG like big in any sports? Like, are esports? Are they like good at anything? Do they have good teams?
I know they're pretty
Not sure.
diversified, but I don't know if
I
they're,
think
like,
they had a Pokemon. I swear I saw him tweet out about Pokemon World Championships. No bullshit.
That's insane. They have that?
fuck yeah.
I think it was in Anaheim at the
I think
fucking
the,
Anaheim Convention Center.
I think the problem with LG
Oh,
is
shit, I
that
just seen this. I didn't see
Wait,
this before.
wait. Sonic Fox is on LG.
they have a bunch of
I didn't know that.
flanking players.
I haven't followed Sonic Fox in ages. But I just know
There
that
you
he's,
go, Jay.
like followed his game
Did
at
you guys
all.
know
I just
that
know
had
he
the
was good as
highest-
fuck for a long
Did
time.
you guys know I had the highest KD ever in a grand final as a submachine gun player? I didn't notice. I actually just saw this. This is the first time
Who was that
I'm seeing
against,
this.
huh?
It's against the Optic Dynasty as well. It's against the Optic, the highest ever, Sam, as a
Hey,
submachine
what
gun
event was
player. Dallas, right? UMG Dallas or something? It was Dallas. It was a Dallas.
That
event.
was a pretty clean event from your team.
That was a clean event. It was a clean event right there. So it's
Yeah,
interesting.
you wanna
First time.
who's on this? You wanna who's on this list twice that people keep disrespecting?
There you go. There you go,
There you
Jay.
go, Jamie. There you go. But yeah, anybody
I probably
got,
had the least kills and the highest KD.
There you go.
Hey, we can't cherry pick stats here, okay?
Not me, Slayer. I had the most kills, Slayer. The most. The best. Slow.
You're him, Tom.
They
You're
don't
him.
talk about that, Duarte. They don't talk about that. I actually just seen that tweet, though. I haven't seen that tweet. Just saw that. Anything else, guys?
I
Anything
watched
else?
you do a Reddit read on that stat literally like 4
Yeah,
hours
he's-
ago.
I had it
seen this shit?
bookmarked.
I literally watched you do a Reddit read on that
Oh, I
stat
saw,
4 hours ago.
I saw a clip on your comm literally a couple days ago.
Hey,
Oh,
some
I just saw
bullshit,
this
man.
tweet. I just saw
Man,
this
it's some
randomly.
fucking bullshit, man.
yo,
What the
Tom,
hell you
yo,
guys
Tom.
talking
Banned,
about,
brother.
bro?
Tom, be
Self-tipping is
honest.
banned.
Tom, be honest. Is
What,
that shit
man?
bookmarked? You
Bro,
had
that-
that
he goes-
shit up
he
hella
goes
quick.
quick. without looking at it once.
I know exactly where to get it, bro. I know exactly where to get it.
Self-tipping
Ah,
is
here we
banned.
go.
Got
Here
that
we
shit
go.
bookmarked, bro.
Bro, I
Holy
got
fuck.
a folder, bro. Got a folder. I got all types of shit, bro.
Just the glaze folder of all your fucking screenshots with scoreboards and shit.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Good work.
I actually do have a folder with just like random headshots and random scoreboards and shit. I forgot
Good
what
work.
I called it, but oh yeah, I named it TZP, like time to pound, but with a Z.
That's
Yeah.
the stupidest shit I've ever heard in
You
my
gave
life.
yourself your own duo name.
You know what I'm
Tommy,
saying?
So-
wait,
You know-
TZP, Tommy, Zuma,
Actually,
Paparazzo.
actually, check this
That's
out, bro. Check it. Look, Sam, I got a picture. I got 2 headshots of Sam. Look, I got 2 headshots of Sam in here. The Vancouver.
Is this where you
one.
get all the flank ones from? That's good work.
Sometimes
God,
I got
that was
shots in
so
here.
bad.
Bro, I got Smoking Zin 1 and Smoking Zin 2 because I just smoked him in a 1v1 about a month ago. Look, smoked his ass 30-21. This is the second one on his host, 30-17. Oof. It's rough for Tony.
Yo, you
Rough.
actually have a whole ass folder. That's crazy.
Yeah,
You
I have
gotta
a
you gotta
whole
be
folder.
careful. That's your
Look at
future
Tom.
teammate.
Look at Tom standing up in the back. He's talking shit.
No, yeah,
you
well,
gotta-
no,
you
scream,
gotta-
bro. He was
hold on,
getting
you
shit
can't-
on. No, he was actually getting shit on, bro.
You can't be knocking
Yo,
your
don't pull
future
up that future of the flank one, man, Tom. Lock
Yeah.
it, bro. Don't pull that one up.
Bro,
Wait, this
Don't
is my
pull that
yeah,
one
this is
up.
the future to flank right here. This is
Hey,
the
don't
future
pull
to
that
flank.
one up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? This is the future to flank. This is what we're
Oh, it's a
looking at
different one.
doing.
Okay, we're
You know
good.
what I mean? This is just
Listen,
Dash
Instagram.
underscore dash.
He's in my
you gotta
notes,
be
bro.
ca-
He's in my notes.
You gotta be careful, bro. Zin's your future teammate on the Italian national team, bro. Like you gotta, you
No,
can't,
he's
you can't
not.
be killing his confidence, bro. Like,
I
what
don't even
it
know. I don't
is.
even know if Tony would be would be able to get an Italian citizenship. I don't
Yo,
even know
look
if he'd
at
be able
what
to do
Pat
that.
put in the chat.
bro, I'm looking at it. This looks like Pokemon League of Legends, bro.
This looks crazy.
What
Tommy's
is
got
going
face
on?
anti-cheat up.
Bro, look at the
'Cause
crowd.
I was playing Face It.
This looks fucking
Bro, you see
crazy.
the crowd? They are locked.
Wait, where did you link it?
It's in the TeamSpeak chat.
Wait, put it in my chat, Pat, in the Twitch chat.
Twitch chat. Okay.
Yo, also unrelated. Did you guys see the fucking guy in COD Mobile drop a nuke?
No,
Did you guys
Yeah,
see
I-
what
I
that
did- I
game
did
looks
see that.
like?
I linked it for you, Tom.
no, I have not
Bro.
seen that. He dropped a nuke.
Yeah,
In
he
a
dropped
pro
nuke
game?
in
Like a professional
Yeah, bro.
Oh, what the
the game
fuck?
looks crazy. It was on a
Anyway,
hacienda.
It was actually like a nuke, like in the game. Like he dropped the
Yeah, this
actual
shit
nuke.
just, yeah, shit just fucking exploded. He's literally standing up tweaking while he's typing in the
By the
numbers.
way,
Is
and
this like
shit.
Pokemon League of Legends? What am I watching right now?
Yeah, I
Bro,
think
look
so.
Bro, the crowd is locked too.
if you want to lose
Yeah,
full,
skip
go
to
at-
the end for the
go at
crowd.
the end, and you'll see exactly what this event was. And you guys will lose full.
It's Anaheim, bro. I told you.
Yeah, Convention Center.
Good old days, man. You can fill that place with any esport.
Damn.
Well, I know someone that worked this event. And, like they had the whole Anaheim Convention Center for this Pokemon.
But what are
this-
they playing on?
Bro, they're like common and shit. That's
Are
crazy.
they playing on controller?
I have no idea.
I have no
Playing
fucking
on, they're
clue.
using the Nintendo Wii nunchucks.
Nah, they're using mouse and key, bro. I could tell by the way they're sitting.
No, the guy put
Bro,
the guy
peep
put a
that
controller on
link
the
in the
desk.
chat, Tom. Peep that link, bro.
Oh, wait,
Look
wait,
at what this game looks like.
Oh no, some of them are on controller. Wait, hold on. Some of them, you see, this guy's on controller right here. This guy right here. But some of them are on the keys, I think.
Bro,
I don't know. Wait, Sam, what did you want me to click?
It's in your chat. Yeah, scroll up a little bit. All right, there. Squiddy linked it.
Squiddy?
That's the nuke I was talking about.
Let me see. What is this?
Bro, peep what that shit looks like. It's great. COD Mobile is lit. They get the transition, man.
The money maker,
This guy
bro.
dropped the whole ass nuke and started standing up. Look at what this game looks like.
Crazy fucking skin. I'm not gonna lie.
This
They're
doesn't
playing-
even look like
you're
Call
just
of Duty,
getting-
bro.
They're
Look,
playing in
he's
their
fucking
bedroom.
tweaking,
That
typing
is
that
so
shit
high.
in.
He's so high, bro. Slamming his gas guy said this dude. He's talking shit.
I do this shit. I do this shit.
Yo, that's actually comedy. Yo, that's actually
Nuke the other
hilarious.
team. They got 23 points, losing by a buck 40.
Wait, so do they play on a tablet? They play on a tablet when they do like, bro? How do you play on a tablet?
Yeah, on their
bro?
phone. They're playing on their phones, not that.
I think a lot of people play on large format phones. The funny thing about COD Mobile is in the early years of COD Mobile, they had a Samsung deal until like when you got to the end of the tournament, you had to play on that Samsung phone. But
Did you
I
guys
think
peep any of
most of
the...
them play on a high end large format phone.
When was it? Was it MW2, the first event, Raleigh, that had the mobile activation there?
Yeah, we were the flanks.
Yeah.
Bro,
was in
did
front
you
of
guys
it.
peep that? What they look like when they're playing and stuff? Like how they're like holding the phone and like they
Yeah,
got
it's
like
crazy.
claws and dude, it was
Bro, they
that-
got-
That was,
they
like
got
the first
crazy.
big land. That was the first big land they ever had, Sam.
Bro,
that was like
they
their
had-
champs. The first
was
time they've ever
nuts.
had a
They
champ.
they have like these like finger socks to like
Yeah.
skate
Yeah.
on the fucking
That shit's
Yeah.
fucking.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
Well, their champs is coming up soon. It's in Katowice.
Yeah, I'll be competing, bro.
but yeah, guys. I mean, that's pretty much everything. I think next on the list is what, COD Beta? Is that next on the list? The beta? And
COD
then-
next, end of September,
COD
beta
next, yeah.
October.
Oh yeah,
so
COD
we'll-
next. Yeah,
yeah,
COD next beta. Did they announce COD next yet?
yeah. I think it got announced as I think September 30. It got tweeted out by Charlie.
But did they
Intel, I
announce the
think.
location?
I don't think they did.
It'll
I
be
don't
in
think so,
California.
but
It'll be in
I-
California again.
But I
like
heard
it
a
always
rumor,
is.
Not in
Tom, you're gonna be at
California.
the tables,
Not in
baby.
California.
You will be in the tables.
Hey, bro, listen, I'll be at some tables. I don't know what tables
We'll
y'all are
be at
talking
the
about, but I'll be at
tables.
some tables. You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously, Call of Duty next, Call of Duty beta as well. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so obviously we're excited for that, bro. I'm so excited to get just a first look at the game
Oh.
to see what it's all about. And yeah, bro. Once what is this, Ben? What are you linking me?
This is a Charlie Intel tweet, and it says that the
Fucking
World Series of
tweet that.
Warzone finals were after this.
You
And then
just
World Series of
linked
Warzone
me
finals.
a stream deck with, or like a
Tweet
Twitter,
deck, man.
tweet deck with like 7 different things. What's going on here?
Okay.
Is this how
Okay.
you're multitasking? You're Twitter decking?
I
Nah,
use
click,
TweetDeck.
click the second link. The second link.
TweetDeck is goaded.
He's tweet decking. The hell's going on?
So COD next, if you look at the Charlie Intel tweet, it's COD next, Code Bowl, and then World Series of Warzone finals. And if you look up World Series of Warzone finals, it got announced in Vegas. So just connect the dots there. That.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we'll see. I ain't leaking nothing, bro. I don't want Robert Taylor or Shanice giving me a call. I didn't say nothing. All right, I didn't say nothing, guys.
Good. That's good. That's good work out of you, Tom. That's
All right,
good work.
man. I didn't say. They didn't invite me to the early reveal because I felt because of last year, man. Because of last year, Shanice. She
That one's kind of your fault, though.
No, it
Wait,
wasn't
what
my
happened?
fault.
What'd you do
Last
last
year,
year?
last year I
What'd you do?
streamed till like 4 a.m. and then I didn't wake up the next morning to go to the reveal and Shanice spam called me and then I picked up the phone and she said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Oh shit." And it was and they didn't invite me. They said, why you weren't invited, and they chalked me up this year because of that. They taught me a lesson.
You got a red card. You were suspended for 1 game, Tom.
Yeah, I got suspended. I got suspended from the reveal this year. I got suspended, but I talked to them about it. Everything's good. I talked to them about it. I took accountability. I said, you know what? That's fair. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna argue with them. And I told Robert Taylor I'm gonna do the best I can to keep GAs to a minimum. I'm gonna do the best I can to get these
I'm
pros.
begging, bro.
Because you know Robert Taylor, bro. He wants everything in the game, bro. He wants to see it all, right? So I told him. I said, hopefully, we'll see. But anything else that you guys want to talk about? Anything else? All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio. They says wrong. Go follow at the flank on Twitter. Gersh doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. Go to ZooMaa.gg for the merch. We'll see it in just a second. Benji, you're not putting, right? It's not a game day? You only do it on game days?
Game day. We don't do off-season
No,
putts.
no off-season putts, only on game days. We'll be back, Chad. Don't worry. We'll get Benji putts back. But, guys, take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time at another episode of The Flank, man. See you guys later, man. Peace out. So long.